Chapter 1005. Dongfang Qingxue was embarrassed. She hesitated if she should tell them about her relationship with Qin Feng. After thinking for a while, Dongfang Qingxue decided to tell the truth because sect leader Qin Yuan would meet Qin Feng sooner or later. Qin Feng was famous in China, so she had to tell him about her fiancé relationship. Sect leader Qin Yuan, I came with my fiancé. Qin Yuan and the two female disciples were stunned. They looked at Dongfang Qingxue in surprise. Oh. Your fiancé. Where is he? Dongfang Qingxue was about to speak when the door was pushed open. Qin Feng walked in with Shaoli. Qingxue, who are these people? Qin Feng looked at Qin Yuan and the others in confusion. Dongfang Qingxue quickly introduced them. Sect leader Qin Yuan, this is my fiancé, Qin Feng. My grandfather arranged this marriage for me. Qin Feng, this is Qin Yuan, sect leader Qin Yuan, and these two are my senior sisters. Qin Feng and Qin Yuan, sect leader, sized each other up. Qin Yuan's expression changed drastically as he exclaimed, "You're China's Azure Dragon Qin Feng." Qin Feng smiled, so it's the sect leader of Qingxue sect. Nice to meet you. The two female disciples covered their mouths in fright to prevent themselves from screaming. They had heard of Qin Feng's achievements. It was said that he was only 20 years old, but he had already stepped into the ranks of the peak experts of the ancient martial arts world. Now that they saw Qin Feng with their own eyes, he was so young and so handsome. Qin Feng, who's that woman? Dongfang Qingxue's expression turned cold when she saw Shaoli standing behind Qin Feng. This is Shaoli, a servant girl I took in last night. Qin Feng introduced Shaoli simply because he was worried that Qin Yuan and the others would see through Shaoli. Shaoli glanced coldly at Dongfang Qingxue. When she entered the room and heard that Dongfang Qingxue was Qin Feng's fiancé, she emitted a murderous aura. Qin Feng, you're rebelling. I'm still here and you're flirting with girls. Do you have me in your eyes? Dongfang Qingxue was furious. Though she didn't acknowledge her marriage with Qin Feng verbally, this marriage was decided by her grandfather, so Dongfang Qingxue had no choice but to accept it. Now that she saw Qin Feng bring back a beautiful woman, Dongfang Qingxue immediately exploded. The Qin Yuan sect leader and the two female disciples looked at each other. It wasn't appropriate for them to intervene in a family quarrel like this. Furthermore, with Qin Feng's status, the Qin Yuan sect leader didn't dare to interfere with Qin Feng's affairs. Cough cough. Qingxue, I've already said that this is my maidservant. What does it have to do with picking up girls? Qin Feng rolled his eyes at Dongfang Qingxue. He thought to himself, your sect leader and two senior sisters are here, at least leave me some face. You're still quibbling. What servant girl? A maidservant who serves you 24 hours a day and warms your bed at night. How disgusting. Dongfang Qingxue's chest heaved with anger. The corner of Qin Feng's mouth twitched. He didn't know how to explain it to Dongfang Qingxue. The main thing was that Shaoli was a ghost cultivator, so he really couldn't explain it. Please be more respectful when you speak to master. Otherwise, Shaoli won't be polite to you. Qin Feng was momentarily speechless. Shaoli suddenly took a step forward and assumed a posture of attacking Dongfang Qingxue. Dongfang Qingxue was already in a fit of anger. She immediately clapped her hands and rushed forward. You little mistress, how dare you behave atrociously in front of the master? Who knows who will be taught a lesson? Shaoli and Dongfang Qingxue were both serious. One was a stage 6 ghost while the other was a stage 4 inner chi cultivator. When they erupted, the air in the room trembled slightly. Qin Feng was so frightened that he hastily stood between the two of them. He knew that Dongfang Qing was no match for Shaoli. Bang! Two loud sounds seemed to explode at the same time, and both landed on Qin Feng's body. Everyone looked at Qin Feng worriedly. After a few seconds, they discovered that Qin Feng was completely fine. Qin Feng was able to withstand the attacks of two experts without moving. This caused the Qing Yuan sect leader and the two female disciples to be dumbfounded. Shaoli, who told you to attack? Back off! Qin Feng angrily yelled at Shaoli. Shaoli was full of grievances, but he still lowered his head and obediently retreated. Dongfang Qing also calmed down. Seeing that Qin Feng still stood on her side and taught Shaoli a lesson, Dongfang Qing was satisfied. Qing, stop fooling around. Shaoli is my servant. Plus, she has no one to rely on, so I let her stay with me temporarily. Qin Feng looked at Dongfang Qing again. This time, Dongfang Qing did not say anything. Junior sister Qing, the delicious food is here. The room fell into silence. At this time, big senior brother Chen Hai entered the room with 2 boxes of food. Chen Hai was arrogant in the Azure Moon Observatory. The first thing he did after returning was to please Dongfang Qing. He ignored the Qing Yuan sect leader. Who's this man? Chen Hai saw Qin Feng as soon as he entered the room. His expression instantly released a threatening aura. Dongfang Qing hastily grabbed Qin Feng's arm. She looked at Chen Hai coldly and said, "Big senior brother, this is my fiancé." What? Junior sister Qing, when did you get engaged? Don't tell me you pulled a random man to deceive me. Chen Hai was furious. His eyes were filled with coldness when he looked at Qin Feng. Dongfang Qing had been disgusted with Chen Hai for a long time. She was angered by Shaoli that Qin Feng brought back, so she purposely used Qin Feng as a shield. Moreover, Qin Feng was her fiancé, so Dongfang Qing felt that it was necessary for Qin Feng to chase away her suitor. Why would I lie to you about this? You have nothing to do with me. I'm too lazy to explain it to you. Dongfang Qing rolled her eyes at Chen Hai. Chen Hai thought too highly of himself. Chen Hai felt as if he had been struck by lightning. He glared at Qin Feng and said, "Brat, how dare you steal my junior sister Qing? Do you dare to fight with me?" Chen Hai's words scared Qing Yuan sect leader to death. Qin Feng was the green dragon of China. Rumor had it that he had reached the pinnacle of stage 9 inner qi. Qin Feng could kill an opponent like Chen Hai with a single slap. Dongfang Qing and the 2 senior sisters from the Azure Moon Observatory looked at Qin Feng with anticipation. They had disliked Chen Hai for a long time. Although he was slightly more talented in martial arts, he was arrogant all the time. It was time for Qin Feng to suppress him. There's no need for a fight. Qing is already my fiancé. How can you say that I'm fighting with you? You don't even have the right to fight with me. Qin Feng looked at Chen Hai indifferently. His tone was calm, but his words were domineering. Chen Hai was so angry that he drew his sword and thrust it at Qin Feng. Arrogant brat, I'm Chen Hai, the genius disciple of the Azure Moon Observatory. I've reached stage 7 inner qi at the age of 25. I'd like to see what you're capable of. Chen Hai had already made his move. The tip of his sword was already in front of Qin Feng's throat, but Qin Feng did not move an inch. He did not even need to make a move because the Qing Yuan sect leader had already slapped the sword out of Chen Hai's hand. Chen Hai, don't be rude. Everyone's expression darkened. They thought that they wouldn't be able to see Qin Feng beating Chen Hai up. Chen Hai did not know the identity of Qin Feng's representative. He glared at the Qing Yuan sect leader resentfully. Sect leader, why did you stop me? The Qing Yuan sect leader shook his head and sighed, "Don't say any more. This is Qing Shui's fiancé. He helped us find this room. It's more appropriate for you to thank him." Chen Hai shouted in disdain, "It's just a room. Why can't you get up? We have so many people here. One room is not enough. Just wait, I'll go and book 5 more rooms." Chen Hai had been cultivating in the Azure Moon Observatory all day. He thought that booking a room here was as easy as booking a room in the city. Seeing Chen Hai leave, the Qing Yuan sect leader sighed, "Sigh. I've made a fool of myself in front of Senior Qin Feng. That Chen Hai is actually not a bad person. He's just too arrogant and inexperienced. He doesn't know that there are many experts in the outside world." Qin Feng did not take Chen Hai seriously. Naturally, he was not angry at Chen Hai's arrogance. Sect leader Qing Yuan is too polite. "Since everyone is Qing Shui's friend, you are also my friend. Let's sit down and talk." Qin Feng was calm and broad-minded. He was not someone the arrogant and rude Chen Hai could compare to. The 2 senior sisters from the Azure Moon Observatory secretly peeked at Qin Feng. They were deeply attracted by Qin Feng's handsomeness and dominance. Dongfang Qing Shui's eyes were sharp. She quickly discovered the 2 senior sisters' thoughts. Shaoli, who was brought back by Qin Feng, was also paying attention to Qin Feng. This made Dongfang Qing Shui, who usually ignored Qin Feng, feel a sense of danger. "Master, you just woke up and haven't eaten yet. Shaoli will go and get some food for you. Please wait for a moment, Master." Dongfang Qing Shui and the others were eating the food that Chen Hai brought back. Shaoli quickly got up and went to get some food. After a while, Shaoli and Chen Hai came back one after another. Chen Hai looked sullen. It was obvious that he did not get a room. "Chen Hai, let's eat together." Sect leader Qing Yuan did not ask about the room and nodded to Chen Hai. Chen Hai sat at the table angrily. Shaoli handed the food to Qin Feng and said, "Master, let's eat too." Shaoli took good care of Qin Feng. She personally helped Qin Feng open the lunchbox and gave the lunchbox full of meat and vegetables to Qin Feng. Meanwhile, she only ate vegetables. Qin Feng felt a surge of warmth in his heart. He picked up some meat and put it in Shaoli's bowl. "Don't just eat vegetables. Pay attention to your nutrition." Shaoli was overjoyed. She nodded and said, "Thank you for your concern, Master." The 2 of them were as intimate as a couple. Dongfang Qing Shui was so angry that she was full. Chen Hai also noticed that Qin Feng and Shaoli seemed to be together. He took this opportunity to get closer to Dongfang Qing Shui. "Hee. Junior sister Qing Shui, why don't you eat meat? Don't get malnourished just to maintain your figure. Here, I'll give you the meat in the food." Dongfang Qing Shui was disgusted by Shaoli and Qin Feng's intimacy. Now, she was disgusted by Chen Hai. She got up and walked to Qin Feng's side. Then, she kicked Qin Feng's calf. This action frightened sect leader Qing Yuan and the 2 senior sisters. In all of China, only Dongfang Qing Shui dared to treat Qin Feng like this. If it was someone else, they would have been slapped to death by Senior Qin Feng. Chapter 1006. Without waiting for Qin Feng to speak, Shaoli stood up with a whoosh and glared angrily at Dongfang Qing Shui. "Why did you kick my master? Do you think I won't take care of you? Arg! Where did you come from, a mistress? Qin Feng is my fiancé, so what if I kicked him? Did you see him yell at me? Aren't you meddling too much?" Dongfang Qing Shui was seething with anger. Shaoli was also very angry. Not only did she think of Qin Feng as her savior, but she also deeply admired him. After finding out that Dongfang Qingxue was Qin Feng's fiancée, Shaoli wanted to kill this woman. Don't force me. Shaoli released a wave of yin qi, and the entire room became a few degrees colder. Dongfang Qingxue's body slightly trembled. She was inexplicably nervous, but she pretended to be calm and said, "So what if I force you? If you have the ability, then do it." Who's afraid of who? Let me tell you, you're Qin Feng's servant, so you're also my servant. I want you to disappear immediately and not bother my fiancé in the future. Shaoli's eyes suddenly became cold. She wasn't afraid of anything now, but she was afraid that Qin Feng would suddenly not want her. After hearing Dongfang Qingxue's words, Shaoli was completely enraged. Shaoli! Just as Shaoli was about to attack, Qin Feng called out to her because he felt the killing intent suddenly radiating from Shaoli's body. Shaoli's tightly clenched jade-like hands gradually relaxed, and the coldness in her eyes returned to normal. She then squatted down and obediently looked at Qin Feng. "Master, I'm sorry. I was too emotional." Qin Feng understood Shaoli's thoughts. Actually, this girl's experiences were quite difficult. Qin Feng patted Shaoli's shoulder and said, "Don't worry, I won't chase you away. Don't fight with Dongfang Qingxue in the future, or else it'll be very difficult for me." Shaoli's eyes flickered with gratitude. She felt a bit guilty. She was only Qin Feng's servant, but because of her selfishness, she fought with Dongfang Qingxue for the position of mistress. "Sorry, master, Shaoli knows her wrongs." Shaoli already retreated to the side with her lunchbox and quietly ate her meal. Dongfang Qingxue sat in Shaoli's seat, wondering why this woman suddenly backed down. The two senior sisters from the Blue Moon Observatory stared at Qin Feng with infatuation. Chen Hai looked as if he couldn't wait to start a fight with Qin Feng. Only sect leader Qin Yuan's gaze fell on Shaoli, who was in the corner. Just now, when Shaoli was agitated, he had released the yin qi in his body. This aura was bone-chilling. It was not the aura of a martial cultivator or a demonic cultivator at all. However, it had attracted the attention of the sect leader of the Clear Sky sect. "Feed me." Dongfang Qingxue was infuriated by Shaoli. She was purposely holding on to Qin Feng and acting spoiled. However, Shaoli didn't argue with Dongfang Qingxue again. Although she felt a bit sad, Shaoli had already thought it through. Being able to stay by Qin Feng's side for the rest of her life was enough. She didn't ask for anything else. "Don't you have hands?" Qin Feng rolled his eyes at Dongfang Qingxue, causing her to almost faint from anger. In the capital, which young master didn't beg to be with Dongfang Qingxue? If she stood on the capital's Great Wall and yelled for people to feed her, the entire Great Wall would be lined up by the wealthy young masters of the capital. Now that Qin Feng refused, Dongfang Qingxue felt that she had lost face. "Qin Feng, I'm going to call Grandpa and tell him you found another woman outside and ignored me." Dongfang Qingxue couldn't do anything to Qin Feng. Her trump card was her grandpa. Qin Feng was really afraid that Dongfang Mingwang would kill him if he found out about this. He was afraid of dying, so he could only feed Dongfang Qingxue with a bitter expression. "Come, open your mouth." Qin Feng scooped up a pile of meat with his spoon. "I don't eat meat. You want me to die of fat and then find an excuse to be with that woman, right?" Dongfang Qingxue was no longer that cold and arrogant young miss. She was more like a complaining little girl. "All right, it's fine now, right?" Qin Feng shook off all the meat and scooped up a spoonful of rice. "Humph. How am I supposed to eat all this rice?" Dongfang Qingxue pouted and complained at Qin Feng. She looked like she was going to melt Chen Hai's body. Even the Qing Yuan sect leader couldn't stay calm. She had known Dongfang Qingxue for a long time, but this was the first time she saw her act like a spoiled child. Dongfang Qingxue was purposefully torturing Qin Feng. She wasn't satisfied no matter what Qin Feng did. Qin Feng could only patiently serve this young miss. After all, the Qing Yuan sect leader and the others were all here. If only he and Dongfang Qingxue were left in the room, Qin Feng would definitely carry this unreasonable young miss onto the bed and whip her with his belt. Let's see if she would still be willful then. They fed each other for over an hour, but Dongfang Qingxue only ate 3 mouthfuls. The Qing Yuan sect leader and the 2 female disciples went to the side to cultivate after eating. Chen Hai sat angrily on the opposite side and watched Qin Feng and Dongfang Qingxue flirt. He really wanted to slice off Qin Feng's head, but he was still a bit afraid of being scolded by the sect leader. "You bastard, are you going to eat or not?" After an hour, Qin Feng's patience was completely gone. Dongfang Qingxue was extremely happy. She didn't care that Qin Feng called her a bastard because Dongfang Qingxue felt that she was a bit of a bastard. She was tormenting Qin Feng until he went crazy. "TCH. It's your good fortune that I let you feed me. Why are you so fierce? Now you can't feed me even if you want to." Dongfang Qingxue was still acting innocent after getting the benefit. She glared at Qin Feng and ran to the side of the bed to lie down. Seeing that Dongfang Qingxue had left, Shaoli walked to Qin Feng's side. "Master, put it down. Shaoli will clean up." Shaoli was very obedient and quickly cleaned up the table. It was now noon, so Qin Feng got up and prepared to return to his villa to cultivate. "Shaoli, let's go." Qin Feng called for Shaoli. Shaoli immediately followed. She didn't want to stay with Dongfang Qingxue. "Hey! Where are you guys going in broad daylight?" Dongfang Qingxue quickly jumped off the bed. Qin Feng rolled his eyes at her. "Where are we going in broad daylight?" "Let's have an affair." Dongfang Qingxue angrily rushed up and stomped on Qin Feng's foot. "You're not going anywhere. Stay in the room today." Qin Feng slapped his forehead. He was about to go crazy from being tormented by this Big Miss Qingxue. "Why should I stay if you guys cultivate here?" "To watch you guys cultivate." "Why you cultivate too?" Dongfang Qingxue rolled her eyes and said, "This room is too small. It's better if I return to my villa to cultivate. Don't mind me." Qin Feng pulled Shaoli and walked away. He purposely quickened his pace. When Dongfang Qingxue saw the 2 holding hands, she angrily chased after them. Chen Hai's mind was on Dongfang Qingxue, so he also followed. Sect leader. The 2 senior sisters also wanted to go out because they wanted to see Qin Feng a few more times. Sect leader Qing Yuan sighed. "It's best if we don't mind senior Qin Feng's business. You 2 stay in the room with me and cultivate in peace." "Yes." The 2 senior sisters had gloomy expressions. "Big Miss Qingxue, what are you trying to do? Didn't you want to see me 2 days ago and even chased me out at night?" Qin Feng walked to the entrance of the Sichuan restaurant and discovered that Dongfang Qingxue actually followed him out. "Are you kidding me? Who's following you? Can't I come out to bask in the sun after eating?" Dongfang Qingxue said boldly. "Okay, then go bask in the sun." Qin Feng looked like he was waiting for Dongfang Qingxue to leave first. Dongfang Qingxue stood still. At this time, Chen Hai happened to come out. "Junior sister Qingxue, if you want to bask in the sun, I'll accompany you." "Chen Hai, can you stop bothering me? I don't have any feelings for you. Go find someone else." Sect leader Qin Yuan was in the room, so Dongfang Qing Shui still called Qin Hai's senior brother. Now that there were only a few juniors left, Dongfang Qing Shui didn't give Qin Hai any face. Haha. Junior sister Qing Shui, I'm afraid you're the only one I like in my life. Other women are nothing in my eyes. How about junior sister Qing Shui, give me a chance to try. I'm sure I'm 100 times better than that brat. Dongfang Qing Shui snorted disdainfully. Chen Hai had the nerve to compare with Qin Feng. Qin Feng was China's Azure Dragon and the mysterious senior Azure Wolf. You can't beat him, so don't look for trouble. Dongfang Qing Shui's words were merciless. Chen Hai glared at Qin Feng angrily. Now that sect leader Qin Yuan wasn't here, he had no restrictions. Stinking brat, do you dare to compete with your elder? Whoever loses will stay away from Qing Shui in the future. Qin Feng looked at Chen Hai indifferently and couldn't be bothered with him. Your elder doesn't have time to compete with you. I'm going to the villa to cultivate, so don't follow me. Qin Feng pulled Shaoli towards the villa while Dongfang Qing Shui followed Qin Feng like a little tail. Chen Hai was Dongfang Qing Shui's little tail again. Seeing this scene, Qin Feng didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Bang bang bang. Just as Qin Feng was feeling helpless, he heard the sounds of fighting and the screams of the crowd. Qin Feng pulled Shaoli and ran to the back of the hotel. There was a spacious flat area that was surrounded by a group of people. It seemed like someone was fighting there. Young Master Qin, you're here. Qin Feng curiously walked over to see what was going on. Just as he arrived, he was pulled back by Zhang Biao. Zhang Biao, what are you doing here? Qin Feng asked. Young Master Qin, there's a small martial arts competition going on here. To put it bluntly, everyone is from the martial arts world, so it's inevitable that there will be some conflicts. Therefore, before the martial arts competition starts every year, there will be a small martial arts competition. It's a chance for sects that don't see eye to fight each other. After Zhang Biao explained, Qin Feng understood. Dongfang Qing Shui and Chen Hai followed him. Seeing that he couldn't get rid of Dongfang Qing Shui for a while, Qin Feng stood at the back of the crowd and watched the competition. This way, he could understand the strength of the sects in the outer martial arts world. Hee hee. Sister-in-law is here too. Seeing Dongfang Qing Shui, Zhang Biao instinctively greeted her. However, just as he finished speaking, he remembered Dongfang Qing Shui's warning and hurriedly smiled awkwardly. Dongfang Qing Shui didn't reprimand Zhang Biao. Instead, she smiled at him. Not bad, you have good eyes. Next time you see me, you have to call me sister-in-law, do you hear me? Chapter 1007. Hee hee. Okay, sister-in-law. Zhang Biao used to be a gangster, so he was a tactful person. He immediately called Dongfang Qing Shui sister-in-law, making her extremely happy. Shaoli and Chen Hai were both furious. When Chen Hai saw that Zhang Biao was only a stage 3 external martial artist, he started yelling at Zhang Biao. Brat, if you dare to talk nonsense again, I'll break your legs. Zhang Biao was also hot-tempered. He looked at Chen Hai suspiciously and yelled, Who are you scolding, you brat? Do I know you? Chen Hai purposely provoked Zhang Biao and wanted to beat him up in front of Dongfang Qing Shui. So what if I don't know you? In the outside world, I can beat you up as long as I like you. Chen Hai was very arrogant. Zhang Biao clenched his fist and was about to attack. Qin Feng pulled Zhang Biao's arm. He knew that Zhang Biao was no match for Chen Hai. Alright, don't lower yourself to the level of a wild dog. Since Qin Feng had spoken, Zhang Biao could only give up. However, Chen Hai was not happy. He glared at Qin Feng and yelled, Brat, who are you calling a wild dog? Don't just talk big. If you have the guts, come and fight me. I'll show you who's stronger. Chen Hai couldn't see through Qin Feng's strength and even thought that he was an ordinary person. However, after hearing Chen Hai's words, Dongfang Qing Shui and Xiao Li despised him. The two girls knew Qin Feng's strength. He was the Azure Dragon of China and was an expert who defeated the ghastly evil king. Chen Hai was only a stage 7 inner qi cultivator and was not worthy of Qin Feng's attention. Ha! Why aren't you talking? Junior sister Qing Shui, you see. This brat is a coward. If you really follow him, you'll be bullied in the future. Chen Hai proudly looked at Dongfang Qing Shui. He was still waiting for her to change her mind, but Dongfang Qing Shui completely ignored him. Zhang Biao couldn't stand it anymore. How could he allow others to be disrespectful to young Master Qin? At this moment, Hu Xiong brought the people from Wanchong Mountain over. Zhang Biao immediately called for Protector Hua. Protector Hua, there's a bastard here who provoked Wanchong Mountain. Do you want to teach him a lesson? Hu Xiong saw Qin Feng as soon as he walked up. He recalled the scene of Qin Feng sending him flying with one punch in the hotel restaurant that day and felt a lingering fear in his heart. However, Hu Xiong pretended that nothing had happened. His gaze landed on Chen Hai again. You want to challenge our myriad mountains? Chen Hai, who had been arrogant and despotic like a victorious rooster, suddenly shriveled up. Hu Xiong was an external stage 8 expert, and Chen Hai couldn't beat him. Cough cough. I didn't say that. I just don't like that brat, and I want to challenge him one-on-one, Chen Hai said as he pointed at Zhang Biao. Zhang Biao was the weakest among everyone present. Zhang Biao is a member of our 10,000-layer mountain. If you want to challenge him, you're challenging our 10,000-layer mountain. Which sect are you from? Hu Xiong asked coldly. Chen Hai felt a little guilty, but he still said, I am Chen Hai, a genius disciple of the Azure Moon Observatory. This time, our Qing Yuan sect leader has brought a team to participate in the Martial Arts Circle Convention. You'd better not cause trouble for me. Otherwise, when the Qing Yuan sect leader comes, you won't have it easy. Upon hearing the Azure Moon Observatory, the disciples of 10,000-layer mountain all looked at him with disdain. Hu Xiong even snorted coldly, TSK. Who do you think I was back then? How dare a mere disciple of the Azure Moon Observatory behave atrociously here? Genius disciple. Is a stage 7 inner qi considered a genius disciple of the Azure Moon Observatory? Then your sect is really going to close down. Hu Xiong's words made Chen Hai's face turn red, but he didn't dare to make a move. After all, 10,000-layer mountain had the advantage in numbers. As a disciple of the Azure Moon Observatory, Dongfang Qing Shui was also a little unhappy. Her temper immediately exploded. Big Black Bear, what are you saying? Do you think the Azure Moon Observatory is something you can casually criticize? Hurry up and apologize to the Azure Moon Observatory. Hu Xiong was stunned for a moment. He couldn't even move his eyes away from the lovely Dongfang Qing Shui. A naughty smile suddenly appeared on his face, hee. Is this beauty also a disciple of the Azure Moon Observatory? You're only at stage 4 inner qi. You're really too insignificant in the outside world. The Azure Moon Observatory has no reputation in the outside world. Beauty, do you want to consider joining our 10,000-layer mountain? I'm the guardian of 10,000-layer mountain, Hu Xiong. I can ask the sect master to let you join. Everyone could see Hu Xiong's intentions. Not only him, but the disciples of 10,000-layer mountain all drooled when they saw Dongfang Qing Shui's beauty. The previous incident at the restaurant was also caused by Dongfang Qing Shui. Shut your mouth, or else I won't be polite. Dongfang Qing Shui coldly glared at Hu Xiong. She felt disgusted when she saw this kind of vulgar man. Huaxiong wanted to tease Dongfang Qingxue a little more, but he suddenly remembered Qin Feng, who was standing at the side. Huaxiong was so scared that his expression immediately turned serious. Ahem. Let's go. Huaxiong waved his hand and left with the people of 10,000 Layer Mountain. Dongfang Qingxue angrily glared at Huaxiong's back. Then, she ran to Qin Feng and stepped on his foot. What kind of fiancé are you? Why didn't you do anything when someone bullied me? Qin Feng curled his lips and said, Big Missy, I'm your fiancé, not your bodyguard. Dongfang Qingxue was very unhappy. She couldn't understand. Other men were like Huaxiong and the others when they saw her. They couldn't move and thought of all sorts of ways to woo her, but Qin Feng didn't seem to be interested in her. It wasn't that Qin Feng wasn't interested, but because there were too many women around him. Moreover, Dongfang Mingwang had strictly stated that if he married Dongfang Qingxue, he couldn't interact with other women. Naturally, Qin Feng couldn't be with Dongfang Qingxue. However, Dongfang Qingxue was Dongfang Mingwang's granddaughter. How could Qin Feng watch as this girl was bullied by others? Although he was always angry at Dongfang Qingxue, Qin Feng already remembered Huaxiong in his heart. It was only a matter of time before he took care of that brat. Young Master Qin, sister-in-law Qingxue, I'm truly sorry. Our law enforcer Hua didn't mean anything else. If he made you too unhappy, I apologize on behalf of 10,000 Layer Mountain. After Huaxiong and the others left, Zhang Biao immediately came over to say good things. Qin Feng didn't mind, but Dongfang Qingxue angrily glared at Zhang Biao. Chen Hai was afraid of Huaxiong's strength, so he didn't stand up for Dongfang Qingxue. He felt a bit awkward, so he glared at Qin Feng and yelled, Brat, you're not fit to be junior sister Qingxue's fiancé. I'm warning you, stay away from Qingxue. Otherwise, I'll beat you up every time I see you. Qin Feng smiled at Chen Hai. Before he could speak, Shaoli spoke first. If you dare to be disrespectful to my master again, I won't be polite to you. Chen Hai looked at Shaoli in a daze. Shaoli was definitely a great beauty. Chen Hai couldn't figure out what these beauties saw in Qin Feng. Why were they all circling around Qin Feng? Humph. You only know how to hide behind a woman. Which part of you looks like a man? Chen Hai disdainfully glanced at Qin Feng. Shaoli's body emitted a cold aura. Qin Feng knew she was going to attack, so he pulled her back and asked, Are you sure you can defeat him? Master, even though I'm a stage 6 ghost, my technique is more powerful than you orthodox martial cultivators. That guy is only a stage 7 inner chi expert, so I can defeat him. Shaoli looked at Qin Feng with determination. Qin Feng also wanted to see the power of a ghost cultivator, so he nodded and said, Be careful. Shaoli nodded and glared at Chen Hai coldly, I want to challenge you. Everyone was shocked. Chen Hai's eyes almost popped out, Huh? You want to challenge me? Did I hear that right? Shaoli was a ghost cultivator, so normal people couldn't see through her cultivation. Even Qin Feng couldn't. Therefore, Chen Hai, Zhang Biao, and the others thought Shaoli was an ordinary person. How could they not be shocked when an ordinary girl challenged Chen Hai, a stage 7 inner chi expert? Are you deaf? I want to challenge you. Shaoli repeated angrily. Chen Hai heard her clearly this time. He couldn't help but laugh, haha. Little beauty, I advise you to give up on this idea. My ability is beyond your imagination. Say, is this all you've got? It's fine if you can't defeat me, but how can you force a girl to fight for you? Chen Hai looked at Qin Feng with disdain. He had never seen a man as cowardly as Qin Feng. Even Zhang Biao didn't understand the situation. Qin Feng stood with his hands clasped behind his back and said nothing. He didn't even want to fight Chen Hai. Shaoli had lost her patience a long time ago. She slammed her palm and pounced at Chen Hai. Cut the crap. Take this. Rumble. Suddenly, a gust of chilly wind blew, and the temperature within a few meters around Shaoli dropped. There were several circles of people surrounding the open space behind the Sichuan restaurant. In every circle, there were people fighting. Many people were attracted by Shaoli's palm strike. Those martial artists with lower strength felt their bodies tremble, as though they had fallen into an icy cave. What kind of technique is this? Chen Hai's playful expression changed, and his eyebrows furrowed. Shaoli's first move was a killing move. The chilly wind in her palm was so cold that Chen Hai felt the threat of death. What sect does that girl cultivate? It's so creepy. She's definitely not a martial cultivator or a demon cultivator. Could she be a heretic cultivator? How could she be a heretic cultivator? The martial arts circle convention is going to be held soon. How dare a heretic come here? Isn't that courting death? Moreover, that beauty doesn't have any heretic aura. Instead, she has a chilly aura. It's really weird. The people who were watching the fight in the other circles all gathered around Shaoli. Shaoli's strength wasn't that high among the crowd, but her technique and aura were too strange. Hence, everyone was guessing and discussing her. Clang! Chen Hai didn't last more than 3 moves from Shaoli. He started to counterattack. Humph. You ruthless bitch. So you're a stage 7 inner chi martial artist. How dare you be so arrogant? I'll tear your clothes and make you run around naked in front of everyone. Chen Hai was enraged. His long sword danced in his hand. Several sword sparks flew out and instantly cut one of the sleeves of Shaoli's white robe. Her skin that was as fair as paper was revealed, and the crowd gulped. Chapter 1008. Shaoli, catch! The moment the bloodthirsty blade appeared, the surrounding airflow changed a little. Shaoli leaped lightly and grabbed the bloodthirsty blade in mid-air, slashing it down. A bloody light flashed by, and Chen Hai's expression changed drastically. He hurriedly swung his long sword to block, but the white-grade long sword was nothing in front of the bloodthirsty blade. It was easily sliced in half by Shaoli. Stab. The bloodthirsty blade quickly fell and slashed Chen Hai's arm. Fortunately, Chen Hai dodged in time and only the clothes on his arm were torn. Otherwise, his entire arm would have been severed. More and more warriors gathered to watch. Everyone's eyes lit up as they stared at the bloodthirsty blade in Shaoli's hand. This was a purple-grade spiritual energy weapon. Most of the people present couldn't even recognize it and only felt that it was a rare spiritual weapon. You bitch, you're courting death. Chen Hai was beaten to a sorry state by Shaoli in front of everyone. He was so angry that his eyeballs almost popped out. Throwing the long sword on the ground, Chen Hai leaped up and threw a punch. Inner chi surged in the fist wind, and the air in front of him instantly exploded. The violent fist wind seemed to have shot from 5 to 6 meters away to Shaoli in the blink of an eye. Many people were worried for Shaoli. Although they didn't know who Shaoli was, they still stood on her side because of her cold and beautiful appearance. Shaoli didn't move at all. She put away the bloodthirsty blade in her hand. She raised her lily-white hand and suddenly sent out a few palm strikes. The air in front of her began to howl, and there were gusts of chilly wind. It was as if they were in a cold graveyard. Boom! Chen Hai's fist wind exploded in the chilly wind and dissipated before it even touched Shaoli's body. Shaoli sent out another palm strike. The chilly wind whistled and sent Chen Hai flying. Whoosh whoosh. In the chilly wind, everyone shivered from the cold. Chen Hai had already fallen to the ground more than 10 meters away. He spat out a few mouthfuls of blood. Xiao Li's figure soon arrived. Her entire body radiated a sinister aura and her eyes became incomparably cold. Her white robe fluttered in the wind and her long hair stood on end. From her back, she looked as terrifying as a female ghost. Fuck! What kind of cultivation method does this woman practice? This is too strange. Controlling the chilly wind and the dark clouds covering the sun. This is the unique skill of the ancient ghost cultivators. It's really scary. So this girl is a ghost. I was thinking of hitting on her just now. The discussions continued, and the expressions of the surrounding crowd changed. They looked nervously at Xiao Li, who was about to kill Qin Hai. In the area of the morning sea, the wind kept blowing. The sky above Xiao Li's head seemed to have turned into the evening. Dark clouds covered half of the sun, and the darkness covered Xiao Li's body. It was a very strange and scary scene. An ant like you dares to provoke my master so many times. Today, Xiao Li will destroy you on behalf of master. Xiao Li was no longer the obedient and weak little girl she used to be in front of Qin Feng. Her entire body exuded a gloomy and cold aura of death. She was like a female ghost from hell. Qin Hai was so scared that his body trembled. He had always thought that he was a stage 7 inner qi expert, but never in his wildest dreams did he expect that Qin Feng's maid could take his life. Xiao Li, come back. When Xiao Li's blood-red bloodthirsty blade was about to pierce Qin Hai's chest, Qin Feng's voice sounded. After all, Qin Hai was a disciple of the Azure Moon Temple, and Qin Feng wanted to save some face for Dongfang Qing Shui and the Qing Yuan sect master. Xiao Li's cold expression suddenly changed. The surging chilly wind around her instantly dissipated. She leaped and landed beside Qin Feng. Master, I'll return it to you. Qin Feng took the bloodthirsty blade and patted Xiao Li's shoulder lightly. The crowd was dumbfounded. Xiao Li was already very powerful, but she was just a subordinate of Qin Feng. Everyone looked at Qin Feng. Most of them didn't know him. They were puzzled when they saw that Qin Feng looked to be in his early 20s and didn't emit any aura. Qin Hai crawled up from the ground. He felt like he had been reborn. Previously, Qin Hai had looked down on Qin Feng. Now, he knew how powerful Qin Feng was. He didn't even dare to look at Qin Feng's eyes. After Xiao Li finished speaking to Qin Feng in a soft voice, he turned around and his expression turned cold again. His gaze fell on Wan Zhongshan's protector, Hu Xiong, and he said coldly, "You, come out and accept my challenge." Before everyone could recover from the series of surprises, they were once again shocked by Xiao Li's words. The Azure Moon Temple wasn't very famous in the martial arts world. Most of the people present didn't know Qin Hai. However, Wan Zhongshan was quite famous, so most of the people present knew Hu Xiong. As Wan Zhongshan's protector, Hu Xiong cultivated a body of defensive martial arts. It was said that he had already stepped into the realm of Stage 8 external. It was also because of Hu Xiong that Wan Zhongshan was able to snatch a room in the Sichuan restaurant. Now, Xiao Li actually challenged Hu Xiong in front of everyone. This shocked everyone. Hu Xiong was stared at by countless eyes. He was so angry that his lungs were about to explode. Previously in the Sichuan restaurant, Qin Feng sent Hu Xiong flying with one palm. Hu Xiong was still a bit afraid of Qin Feng. Moreover, Xiao Li was Qin Feng's subordinate, so Hu Xiong didn't want to fight with Xiao Li. However, there were so many martial arts world spectators around, so Hu Xiong had no room to retreat. Unless he wanted Wan Zhongshan to lose face in this martial arts world convention. Beauty Xiao Li, don't mess around. Our protector Hua is very powerful. It's best if you don't challenge him. Zhang Biao was so scared that he immediately went to persuade Xiao Li. He was really afraid that Xiao Li would be injured. If that happened, it would be hard to explain to Qin Feng. Shaoli didn't look at Zhang Biao. She was determined to teach Huxiong a lesson because Huxiong had offended Qin Feng's master. Don't dawdle. If you accept my challenge, then fight me. If you don't dare to fight, then just tell me. Shaoli challenged Huxiong in front of more than half of the martial arts world. Huxiong couldn't hold it in anymore. He roared and swung his fist. Reckless girl, Huxiong, don't want to fight a woman. But if you insist, then don't blame me for not showing mercy. Rumble. External techniques were extremely powerful. Huxiong's punch caused the air around him to explode, creating a loud crackling sound. Shaoli's expression changed drastically. This was her first time fighting a Stage 8 external expert. She didn't expect him to be so much stronger than Qin Hai. Shaoli leaped lightly and hurriedly dodged the edge of Huxiong's punch. The space where she had been standing was filled with fierce winds and the air was exploding. Humph! Didn't you provoke me, you stupid girl? Why the hell are you running? If you have the guts, then fight me. Huxiong's punch missed, so he chased after her with large strides. He was tall and sturdy, so when he ran, the ground shook. He was like a tank passing by. Fortunately, Shaoli's body was as light as a swallow. She continuously dodged the wind from Huxiong's punches. Facing Huxiong's dominance, Shaoli didn't even have the chance to fight back. Let's see where you can run now. Fall! Huxiong roared angrily and suddenly sped up. Shaoli had already been beaten into a mess. This time, she made a wrong judgment and dodged right into the range of Huxiong's punch. Shaoli furrowed her eyebrows and simply stopped dodging. Once again, a bone-piercing cold wind surged from her body and blew away the wind from Huxiong's fist. However, Huxiong continued to support his body and continued to run in the cold wind. His huge iron fist was aimed at Shaoli's abdomen. Rumble. Before the fist arrived, a fierce wind blew in all directions. The wind around Shaoli was dispersed, and the coldness and darkness disappeared quickly. When everyone opened their eyes again, Huxiong's fist was already about to touch Shaoli's body. Ha! You're only a so-so, you can't even take one punch from me. Huxiong seemed to have seen the scene of Shaoli being sent flying by a punch. A proud smile appeared on his face, but he suddenly froze halfway. A large hand grabbed his arm and an extremely powerful inner chi surged out. No matter how much strength Huxiong exerted, his fist couldn't move even an inch forward. Master. Seeing the man holding her with one hand, Shaoli excitedly threw herself into Qin Feng's arms. That punch just now had scared Shaoli. She no longer had the ability to dodge. She could even imagine the consequences of being seriously injured by that punch. Shaoli no longer had any relatives in the world. She lived alone. Before she met Qin Feng, no one had helped her. Everything depended on Shaoli's own strength and persistence. Shaoli was the only child in the world. And at that critical moment, Qin Feng suddenly appeared. Shaoli hugged Qin Feng's neck tightly. She wanted nothing more than to kiss Qin Feng and piss Dong Feng Qing Shui off. Stinking brat, what are you doing? You're breaking the rules of the tournament. When Huxiong saw Qin Feng, his heart suddenly trembled. He was somewhat afraid of Qin Feng. Qin Feng let go of Huxiong's hand and lightly hugged Shaoli. There's nothing for you to do here. Go back. Shaoli really wanted to continue lying in Qin Feng's embrace. It would be best if she could lie there for the rest of her life. However, she obediently retreated to the side. Seeing Qin Feng, who was as tall and sturdy as a mountain, standing in front of her, Shaoli felt an unprecedented sense of security. After settling Shaoli down, Qin Feng looked at Huxiong again and said calmly, the battle between you and her is over. She lost. Now, I'm going to challenge you. Qin Feng's words scared Hu Xiong half to death. However, the crowd became excited. Although Shaoli lost to Hu Xiong, her strength was definitely at the peak of stage 7 inner qi. Qin Feng looked like an ordinary person. Everyone was guessing Qin Feng's strength. Now, they could see it with their own eyes. I'm tired. I don't want to accept your challenge. Hu Xiong was already feeling guilty. He turned around and wanted to leave. Without saying a word, Qin Feng casually waved his palm. It was as simple as flicking his sleeve. Boom! The air exploded in front of Qin Feng, and the explosion spread for more than 10 meters. Hu Xiong felt a powerful aura coming from behind him. Before he could react, he was slapped into the air. Everyone was stunned. They didn't even see how Qin Feng attacked. They weren't even ready for the battle, but the battle was already over. Hu Xiong, a stage 8 external martial artist, couldn't even withstand a single blow. Who was this young man in his early 20s? Guardian Hua, are you alright? The disciples of Myriad Mountain sect rushed to Hu Xiong's side in fear. Chapter 1009. Everyone was dumbfounded. Chen Hai was dumbfounded. He was glad that it was Shaoli who fought with him and not Qin Feng. At this moment, Chen Hai finally understood the difference between him and Qin Feng. He was so embarrassed that he wanted to dig a hole and hide in it. Zhang Biao's jaw dropped to the ground. He was the most shocked person in the crowd. Zhang Biao thought that Qin Feng was still the same young Master Qin from before. He thought that Qin Feng was arrogant when he said that he didn't put Wan Zhongshan in his eyes. However, at this moment, Zhang Biao understood that young Master Qin was actually a martial cultivator. He sent Protector Hua flying with one palm. How high of a cultivation did he have to be to do that? You dare to sneak attack Enforcer Hua of Wan Zhongshan. You treacherous person, you are breaking the rules of the competition. The disciples of Wan Zhongshan glared at Qin Feng angrily. However, after witnessing Qin Feng's skills, they only dared to complain. No one actually dared to attack Qin Feng. Qin Feng was scolded by 7 or 8 Wan Zhongshan disciples. Shaoli was so angry that his aura became cold again. Dongfang Qing Shui was a bit nervous. She knew Qin Feng was powerful, but there were so many outer martial artists around. Dongfang Qing Shui was afraid that Qin Feng would cause public anger and be suppressed. Chen Hai, who was lying on the ground in the distance, started to feel proud again. When he saw Qin Feng's skills, he felt like he had been slapped in the face. Chen Hai hated Qin Feng to the core. He could not wait for all the warriors in the outer world to attack Qin Feng together. Qin Feng's expression did not change as he faced the people of Wanshan Mountain and the hundreds of martial artists gathered around him. He said indifferently, "You're just a stage 8 external martial artist. Do you really need me to ambush you? If you don't like it, you can come at me together." Qin Feng's words caused the people of Wan Zhongshan to be furious. This was a blatant provocation. The surrounding crowd was in an uproar. Even though everyone had witnessed Qin Feng's powerful skills, they felt that this young man was too arrogant. He wanted to challenge all the disciples of Wan Zhongshan alone. What a fool's dream. Stinking brat, don't talk nonsense. Do you believe that Wan Zhongshan will beat you until you can't even stand? Hu Xiong was still coughing violently after being hit. He couldn't speak at all. Wan Zhongshan's big senior brother Gao Jing was so angry that his face turned green. Not long ago, he was taught a lesson by Qin Feng. Don't just bark. If you want to fight, then come at me. Qin Feng glanced at Gao Jing indifferently. If it wasn't for the fact that Zhang Biao had joined the 10,000 mountains, Qin Feng wouldn't have shown any mercy to a small sect like this. He would have killed all of them with a wave of his hand. Gao Jing and the disciples of the 10,000 mountains gnashed their teeth in anger. Hu Xiong's eyes were also bloodshot. Sighs came from the crowd. They were all scolding Qin Feng for being too arrogant. However, there were a few elders and disciples who remained silent. They were in the crowd, looking at Qin Feng with reverence. These people were from the Flame School and the Carefree School. Not long ago, Qin Feng had dealt with them, and they knew Qin Feng's real identity. They felt that the people from the 10,000 mountains were too funny. They actually dared to challenge Qin Feng's authority. Young Master Qin, please calm down. Don't make a ruckus anymore. Even though the disciples of the 10,000 layer mountain can't beat you in a one-on-one fight, if they join forces, their strength will explosively increase. You're no match for them. Qin Feng was pleased that Zhang Biao still stood by Qin Feng's side in this situation. Even though Zhang Biao had just witnessed Qin Feng's strength, he was still worried about Qin Feng. After all, there were 8 disciples of the 10,000 layer mountain, and the weakest among them was a stage 5 inner chi expert. If the 8 of them and Guardian would join forces, Qin Feng wouldn't have a good time. Zhang Biao, you traitor. Get your ass over here. Hu Xiong's injuries seemed to have healed a little, and he could at least speak. He was glaring at Zhang Biao and gritting his teeth so hard that they were about to break. Guardian Hua, this is all a misunderstanding. I think we should stop here and stop fighting. Zhang Biao looked troubled. He wanted to mediate the conflict between Qin Feng and the 10,000 layers mountain. If it was a private conflict, Hu Xiong might really let it go because of Qin Feng's strength. However, they were in front of the entire martial world. If Hu Xiong gave in, it would mean that the 10,000 layers mountain gave in. How was he going to explain it to the sect leader and elders of the 10,000 layers mountain? You bastard! I'll ask you one last time. Are you coming or not? If you don't, I'll expel you from the sect as the guardian of the 10,000 layers mountain. Hu Xiong was furious. Zhang Biao was hesitant. His face showed that he was in a difficult position. But in the end, he still stood on Qin Feng's side. He frowned and said, Guardian Hua, let's just forget about this matter. The disciples of the 10,000 layers mountain were so angry that their lungs were about to explode. At this moment, they had already regarded Zhang Biao as a traitor. Their eyes were filled with coldness when they looked at Zhang Biao. This decision was extremely difficult for Zhang Biao, but it was not worth mentioning in Qin Feng's eyes. Qin Feng had already made up his mind. After the Martial World Convention, he would bring Zhang Biao to the 10,000 layers mountain and ask the sect leader of the 10,000 layers mountain to step down and let Zhang Biao be the sect leader of the 10,000 layers mountain. If that's the case, then our brotherhood ends here. Disciples of the 10,000 layers mountain, let's attack together and kill that bastard and the traitor Zhang Biao. Hu Xiong knew that a fight was inevitable, so he decided to strike first. Zhang Biao was put in a difficult position. He couldn't bring himself to fight with a fellow disciple of the same sect. But before Zhang Biao could do anything, Qin Feng had already disappeared from the spot. His speed was so fast that the moment he moved, he attracted the attention of the crowd. Fuck! Where did he go? Don't tell me that the bastard ran away. How could he run away? He's already in the center of the 10,000 layers mountain crowd. It happened in the blink of an eye. He's so fast that it's scary. The fight has started. Damn, it seems like it's over. The crowd was in an uproar. Zhang Biao was extremely nervous when he saw Qin Feng had made his move. Dongfang Qing Shui gripped the hem of her skirt tightly as she worried for Qin Feng. Shaoli was ready to help her master, but before she could make a move, she realized that her help was no longer needed. Bang! 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 Explosions rang out one after another, like firecrackers being set off. Dust was flying in the center of the field, and a gust of wind was blowing. The people standing around couldn't see what was going on for a while, but the sound of the explosion came and went quickly. There was no movement at all, but they could hear the screams of some people. The wind dispersed and the dust settled. The scene became clear again. Everyone was dumbstruck as they looked at the scene. In the center of the arena, only Qin Feng stood with his hands clasped behind his back. His long hair fluttered without any wind. Under his feet were bodies lying on the ground. They were the 8 disciples of the 10,000 Layers Mountain and Huaxiong's group of 9. The 9 of them were rolling on the ground in pain. The one with the lightest injury had his red cloak tattered. Huaxiong's injury was the heaviest. Below his body was a pool of blood. His body was full of wounds, and blood was still spurting out crazily. The originally noisy arena became deathly silent. Everyone looked at Qin Feng in shock. Before, they thought that Qin Feng was young and arrogant because he had some skills. Many of them didn't like Qin Feng, but at this moment, all these thoughts vanished like smoke in thin air. Qin Feng's strength was beyond everyone's expectations. How could this young man have some skills? He was simply an incomparably valiant existence. Dongfang Qingxue was once again shocked by Qin Feng's valiance. Shaoli was dumbstruck. She knew that Qin Feng had killed the demon face evil king, which was obviously a true Qi stage expert. However, seeing Qin Feng fight with her own eyes, Shaoli had a deeper understanding of Qin Feng's strength. Zhang Biao's mouth was so wide open that a duck egg could be stuffed inside. Not long ago, he was worried that Qin Feng would be beaten. Only now did he realize how naive he was. Chen Hai, who was lying far away, was already speechless. He didn't dare to have a trace of resentment towards Qin Feng anymore. The surrounding martial artists were dumbstruck. Many people suddenly thought of the 2 previous martial arts disturbances. This young and vigorous hero in front of them was very similar to Green Wolf in the martial arts disturbances. Now, are you guys convinced? Do you still say I sneak attacked you? After Qin Feng finished off Huaxiong and his group, his expression didn't change at all. It was as if he was dealing with a group of ants. Huaxiong and his group were the most shocked. They had personally experienced Qin Feng's valiance. They didn't even have the chance to fight back. Most of them didn't even have the chance to react before they were knocked down by Qin Feng. In the face of such power, the disciples of Mount Wanzhong and Huaxiong completely extinguished their anger. Now, they didn't even dare to look at Qin Feng, arrogant. He's too arrogant. Suddenly, an angry roar came from the silent arena. The crowd looked toward the source of the roar and saw an old man in a long blue robe flying in the air. In the blink of an eye, he landed in front of Qin Feng. Grand Elder Zhang. As soon as the old man landed, Huaxiong, who was lying on the ground, ran to him in surprise as if he had seen his own father. At this time, another 13 disciples rushed out from the crowd. They were all dressed in light blue robes. Qin Feng recognized them as the disciples of the Wutang faction, one of the 5 major sects of China. Say no more. I saw it clearly just now. This brat is too arrogant. Today, I, Zhang Tiandao, will personally subdue him. The old man was the grand elder of the Wutang faction, Zhang Tiandao. He was the master of Zhang Yunqing and Zhang Duanya. In the first martial arts disturbance, Zhang Yunqing was killed by Qin Feng. In the second martial arts disturbance, Qin Feng destroyed the Wutang 13 sword formation, injured Zhang Duanya, and snatched the azure-tipped sword, one of the 6 great swords of the Wutang faction. After that, he gave the azure-tipped sword to Wen Yiming when he explored the ruins of the Ghost Mountain. Speaking of the Wu-Tang faction, Qin Feng had a deep relationship with them. In the past, Qin Feng didn't take the Wu-Tang faction seriously, let alone now that he had reached the early stage of Stage 9 Inner Qi. Swoosh! The crowd was in an uproar. This was the Grand Elder of the Wu-Tang faction, Zhang Tiandao. The Wu-Tang faction was one of the 5 major sects of China and one of the 5 tigers of the hidden sections. Who in the arena didn't know Zhang Tiandao? Chapter 10:10. Since Grand Elder Zhang is willing to teach that kid a lesson, then he will definitely die this time. Huixiong, who was like a frosted eggplant earlier, suddenly became spirited again. He even secretly stared at Qin Feng. In fact, the relationship between the Wu-Tang faction and Wanchong Mountain was very subtle. Wanchong Mountain was regarded as a little brother of the Wu-Tang faction. Every year, Wanchong Mountain would offer many treasures to the Wu-Tang faction as a form of protection. It was also because the outer martial arts world knew that the Wu-Tang faction was protecting Wanchong Mountain that Wanchong Mountain developed rapidly in recent years. Under normal circumstances, no one was willing to offend Wanchong Mountain, because that would be offending the Wu-Tang faction. Zhang Tiandao did not want to show this relationship. After glancing at Huixiong, his eyes fell on Qin Feng. Humph. You are young and frivolous. You broke the rules of the competition and even bullied a disciple of Wanchong Mountain in public. Let me cut down your spirit. Everyone thought that Qin Feng was being too pretentious this time and was about to be beaten up. However, only he looked at Zhang Tiandao calmly and said, "Your Wu-Tang faction takes Wanchong Mountain's tribute every year, and now you are here to help Wanchong Mountain. Why do you have to be so righteous? Do you think we are all fools and can't see it?" Qin Feng had been in the outer martial arts world for a long time. Naturally, he had heard about the secret relationship between Wanchong Mountain and the Wu-Tang faction. However, everyone knew about this relationship, and no one would say it out loud. Qin Feng was the first. Fuck. This young man is really arrogant. How dare he say something like that? Sigh. He is still too young. Such a good seedling will definitely be destroyed by Grand Elder Zhang Tiandao today. The continuous discussion fell into Zhang Tiandao's ears. He was so angry that his beard became crooked. Brat, don't talk nonsense. You are framing Grand Elder Zhang Tiandao and the Wu-Tang faction. Huixiong's heart suddenly tightened. He glared at Qin Feng with his teeth clenched. He wanted to kill Qin Feng with his own hands. Whether it is true or not, you know in your heart. I am not interested in this kind of thing. Qin Feng was calm. Zhang Tiandao tried hard to suppress the anger in his heart. He even wanted to smash Qin Feng with his palm. However, his status was too high and he was famous in the martial arts world. Naturally, he could not attack a junior like Qin Feng. Otherwise, the martial arts world outside would laugh at him. Everyone heard it. This brat is spouting nonsense and even slandering our Wu-Tang clan. Today, I will use the Wu-Tang 13 Swords formation to suppress this brat's arrogance and prevent him from causing trouble in the martial arts world in the future. Zhang Tiandao's ability to speak was also superb. His ability to invert right and wrong had reached the point of perfection. With just a few sentences, he had given Qin Feng a bad reputation. Qin Feng did not mind, but the expressions of the surrounding onlookers changed drastically. The Wudong 13 Swords formation was extremely famous. This was the Wudong sect's most treasured sword technique. Rumor had it that martial artists below the inner ninth stage would find it difficult to escape the Wudong 13 Swords formation. Swish swish swish. As soon as Zhang Tiandao's voice fell, the 13 Wu-Tang disciples had already gotten into formation and surrounded Qin Feng. Each of them held a long sword in their hands and glared at Qin Feng. Dongfang Qing Shui could not stay calm anymore. She did not expect Qin Feng to really offend a big shot. Shaoli also started flying towards Qin Feng's position as if he was facing a great enemy. Shaoli, you don't have to come over. Protect Qing Shui. Before Shaoli could come over, Qin Feng calmly instructed. Shaoli was still worried. After hesitating for a while, he still obeyed Qin Feng's order and leaped behind Dongfang Qing Shui. Seeing the Wu-Tang 13 swords formation's imposing manner, the surrounding onlookers were all excited. Everyone present had heard of the Wu-Tang 13 swords formation, but only a few had seen it with their own eyes. Today, they could really broaden their horizons. Brat, kneel on the ground right now, kowtow to my Wu-Tang clan and Wan Chongshan, and admit your mistake. Then, cripple your own cultivation, and I can spare your life. Zhang Tiandao looked at Qin Feng with a superior expression as if he was looking at an ant. Hu Xiong, who was standing beside Zhang Tiandao, felt like he had become taller. He also had a gloating expression on his face. Qin Feng sneered, "Do you think you are worthy? Is the Wu-Tang clan worthy? Today, even if the leader of the Wu-Tang clan came, he would have to speak to me politely, let alone a mere grand elder of the Wu-Tang clan." Qin Feng was not bragging. With his current strength and status, no one in the hidden sects would want to curry favor with him. Even the 5 sects of China had to do the same. This was because Qin Feng did not only represent himself, but also the Dragon sect of China. However, most of the people present did not recognize Qin Feng. They were quite shocked by Qin Feng's arrogant words. Some people even roared with laughter, thinking that there must be something wrong with Qin Feng's brain. Zhang Tiandao was so angry that he became happy. He sneered at Qin Feng and yelled, "How arrogant and ignorant. This old man will show you what real power is. Kill." As soon as Zhang Tiandao gave the order, the Wu-Tang 13 swords formation was activated. The 13 disciples all emitted a powerful aura. Among them, the weakest was at stage 6 inner chi. The aura of the 13 people seemed to merge in an instant, completely breaking the airflow around them. A strong wind began to blow in the center of the arena. The 13 long swords whistled in the wind. Just the aura alone was enough to make it hard for the people outside the arena to breathe. Is this the Wu-Tang 13 swords formation? It is so powerful. No wonder martial artists below stage 9 inner chi can't escape from this formation. Even I, a stage 8 inner chi, can't resist it. It is indeed one of the 5 sects of China. Everyone was shocked by the Wu-Tang 13 swords formation. Zhang Tiandao stood with his hands clasped behind his back. His blue robe fluttered in the wind. He squinted his eyes and smiled playfully. He could already see Qin Feng's tragic ending. This was the consequence of offending the Wu-Tang sect. Wu-Tang 13 swords formation, attack. Whoosh! 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 The 13 disciples threw their long swords at Qin Feng. It looked like a simple throw, but the 13 long swords flew toward Qin Feng in unison as if they had eyes. The sword qi enveloped Qin Feng and formed a huge sword qi wall in front of him. The surging momentum seemed to be able to devour the heaven and earth, forcing many martial artists to retreat dozens of steps. Qin Feng was shrouded by the sword qi, but he did not move an inch. His face was still cold. When the first long sword was about to pierce through his heart, Qin Feng lightly waved his sleeve, and a dazzling fireball flew out. Rumble. The fire of destruction caused a violent explosion. The 13 long swords were instantly melted into steam. When the long swords disappeared, the sword qi in the air also dissipated. However, the fire of destruction continued to surge, and its momentum became more and more ferocious. What the hell is this? Everyone, be careful. The grand senior brother who was in the center of the sword formation tried to control it, but he could no longer sense his long swords. When he looked up, he saw a rain of fire. He was so scared that he immediately ran away. Rumble. The fireball landed on the ground and created dozens of huge pits. A few Wu Dang disciples were too slow to react, and they fell into the deep pits. Their bodies were burnt black, and black smoke rose from their bodies. No one knew if they were dead or alive. The rest of the disciples only cared about running away. The Wu Dang 13 Swords formation was completely destroyed. The legendary powerful sword formation that could prevent martial artists below stage 9 inner chi from escaping was destroyed by Qin Feng with a wave of his hand. Even though they saw it with their own eyes, they still could not accept it. Zhang Biao and Dongfang Qing Shui were at a loss. Wan Zhongshan and Qin Hai almost had a heart attack. Even Zhang Tiandao, who was at the middle stage of stage 9 inner chi, could not remain calm. The fireball that Qin Feng shot out was extremely powerful. He only saw through Qin Feng's true strength now. This young man was already at the early stage of stage 9 inner chi, which was rare in the outer martial arts world unless he was an inner hidden sect disciple. Is this kid from the inner hidden sect? Zhang Tiandao was scared out of his wits. Grand Elder, this kid is too powerful. The remaining Wu Dang disciples ran back to Zhang Tiandao's side after all the fireballs landed on the ground. Zhang Tiandao looked at his battered disciples and rolled his eyes in anger. Silence reigned in the surroundings. Everyone was stunned by Qin Feng's strength. They thought the Wu Dang 13 Swords formation was enough to defeat Qin Feng. They did not expect this kid to be so powerful. He was definitely a stage 9 inner chi expert. How could he reach stage 9 inner chi in his early 20s? This was simply unbelievable. Is this the Wu Dang 13 Swords formation? What a disgrace. Qin Feng looked at Zhang Tiandao indifferently. Qin Feng did not need to show any mercy to these people. Zhang Tiandao was no longer as domineering as before. He thought quickly and tried to guess Qin Feng's identity. Who are you? Which sect do you belong to? Why are you asking so many questions? Didn't you think I was easy to bully earlier? Isn't it too late to ask all these questions now? Qin Feng looked at Zhang Tiandao with a smile. Zhang Tiandao lost his confidence. His Wu Dang sect was the overlord of the outer hidden sects, but it was a different story in the inner hidden sections. If Qin Feng was really from the inner hidden sects, Zhang Tiandao would have a hard time dealing with this situation. I'll give you one last chance. Tell me your name and sect, or I'll attack you. Although Zhang Tiandao was worried, he still pretended to be calm in front of everyone. Ha! Stop guessing. I'm not from the inner hidden sects, so you don't have to be afraid. I don't have any backing. If you want to fight, just come at me. Don't waste your breath. Qin Feng saw through Zhang Tiandao's thoughts. The people of the 5 sects of China were all like this. They liked to be soft and afraid of hard. Zhang Tiandao was relieved. He was really worried that Qin Feng was from the inner hidden sections. Since that was not the case, Zhang Tiandao was not afraid of Qin Feng. Humph. You're just at the early stage of stage 9 inner chi. How dare you act so presumptuously in the outer martial arts world? If I don't do justice on behalf of the heavens, I'll be letting down the prestige of the Wu Dang sect. Zhang Tiandao hated Qin Feng for a long time. After figuring out Qin Feng's identity, he flew up and slapped at him. Rumble. As soon as Qin Feng raised his skinny palm, the air was pierced. Qin Feng leaped up and created a huge crater on the ground where he was standing. It was breathtaking to look at it. An old man at the middle stage of stage 9 inner chi. No wonder he's so arrogant. Qin Feng saw through Zhang Tiandao's strength, but he was not afraid. Chapter 10-11. Ignorant boy, today, I'll show you what the real outer martial arts world is like. Zhang Tiandao thought the Wutang 13 sword formation was enough to subdue Qin Feng, but he was forced to fight. Zhang Tiandao didn't care about the bad reputation of bullying the weak, so he unleashed 80% of his inner force. Special Thunder Tiger Fist. Rumble. It was as if a thunder and a tiger roared. Qin Feng's right fist was covered with a glittering golden starlight glove. He threw a punch at Zhang Tiandao's skinny palms. What's your real strength? How can you have such a strong qi? Zhang Tiandao's expression changed dramatically. He felt that Qin Feng's fist was hiding a giant dragon and a ferocious tiger. Zhang Tiandao wanted to dodge Qin Feng's punch, but it was too late. He had to use all his inner qi to fight against Qin Feng. Boom! A loud crash rose from the ground, and the sound of explosions came one after another. This was a battle between two stage 9 inner chi masters. The onlookers had already retreated a long time ago and were now watching from a distance of tens of meters away. Rumble. Thunder rumbled in the sky as if a storm was coming. The ground under Qin Feng and Zhang Tiandao's feet cracked, and some of the biggest cracks were big enough for a person to fall into. Puff! Zhang Tiandao was sent flying by Qin Feng's punch, and he spat out a mouthful of blood in the air. Zhang Tiandao's palm wind was powerful enough to force Qin Feng to retreat more than 10 steps before he could stabilize his body. The blood in Qin Feng's body was boiling, and his face turned purple. He felt like his blood was about to spurt out from his throat, but he forced it back. Grand Elder, the disciples of Wutang's sect were stunned. They all gathered around Zhang Tiandao. They couldn't believe that their Grand Elder was defeated. He was defeated by Qin Feng with one punch. Hu Xiong and Chen Hai felt as if their souls had been sucked out. They were dumbfounded and couldn't come back to their senses. The surroundings were dead silent. The outer martial artists' faces were filled with disbelief. Qin Feng's strength once again shocked everyone. He was only in his early 20s, and he had sent the Grand Elder of Wutang's sect, who was at the middle stage of stage 9 inner chi, flying with one punch. Time seemed to stand still for a few seconds. After a violent cough, Zhang Tiandao finally stabilized his internal qi. He glared at Qin Feng with his bull-like eyes, looking as if he wanted to cut Qin Feng into 8 pieces. No wonder you're so arrogant, you stinking brat. You're an early stage 9 demon cultivator, and your strength is close to the middle stage of stage 9 inner qi. I'll fight you to the death even if I have to risk my life. Zhang Tiandao's face flushed with anger. He was sent flying by Qin Feng in front of everyone. How could he keep his face? Zhang Tiandao yelled out Qin Feng's background to let everyone know that Qin Feng was a very powerful opponent. This way, he could save some face. An early 9th layer devil cultivator? No wonder he's so ruthless. Oh no! Which sect did this person come from? This year's martial arts circle convention is going to be interesting. The crowd started to discuss again, but Qin Feng ignored them. Zhang Tiandao was truly enraged. He leaped into the air and shook his long robe. Suddenly, an exquisite short sword flew out of his sleeve. The body of the sword radiated orange light and slashed towards Qin Feng. Buzz! The sword light flashed, and more than 10 sword qi approached Qin Feng. Zhang Tiandao was holding an orange-grade spiritual sword, which increased his strength a little. Qin Feng's figure flashed quickly, dodging the attacks of the sword qi. Everywhere he went, the ground would explode in the next moment. It was like the explosion of a grenade in an anti-Japanese film. Ha! You're just an ant. You were so arrogant just now. Why are you running away now? Fight me if you can. Seeing Qin Feng's embarrassing appearance, Zhang Tiandao laughed to the sky. However, he did not stop swinging the spiritual sword in his hand. Instead, he swung it more violently. Qin Feng was just studying Zhang Tiandao's sword skills. After all, the Wu-Tang sect was famous for their swordsmanship. Their sword skills were quite profound and exquisite. If he was not careful, he would be defeated. Not to mention, Qin Feng didn't have any treasured swords to his liking. The Qin Feng sword was given to Wen Yiming, the true steel sword was given to Su Qiuyu, and the Chongling sword was given to Qin Wudao. Qin Feng only had the angel sword, but it was only effective against evil auras. Rumble. Qin Feng flipped his hand in midair, and a fiery long spear appeared. He swung the spear of rat halos in the air, and several fireballs fell from the sky. Zhang Tiandao was so scared that he quickly dodged. Swoosh! The wind whistled. Qin Feng flew towards Zhang Tiandao with his spear. He waved his other hand in the air, and several white lights flashed and instantly surrounded Zhang Tiandao. What the hell is this? You can kill people with qi condensation. Zhang Tiandao was shocked by the wind blade martial skill. It was a unique skill that could only be used by a true qi stage powerhouse. While he was distracted, more than 10 wind blades cut Zhang Tiandao's skin. Suddenly, blood flowed everywhere. In fact, it only looked scary. After all, with Zhang Tiandao's strength, these wind blades could only cause superficial damage to him. Oh no! Master Zhang was injured by that kid. Why is there so much blood? I didn't see that young man attack. The wind blade was just a flash of white light. Other than stage 7 inner chi martial artists who could catch a glimpse of the white light, the rest of the martial artists couldn't react at all. Everyone didn't know what was going on, and they were all dumbfounded. Zhang Tiandao quickly regained his senses. He found that these wind blades didn't cause any fatal damage to him. It was just a trick to scare people. You evil creature, I want you to die a horrible death. Zhang Tiandao was fooled by Qin Feng. He was so angry that his beard was flying in the wind. Zhang Tiandao's blue robe suddenly became cold. His white hair stood on top of his head, and his eyes were bloodshot. He raised the short sword in his hand above his head and slashed it down. Rumble. This slash was so powerful that it shook the whole ground. The martial artists who stood in the crowd felt the great pressure. Some of the weaker martial artists squatted on the ground and couldn't stand up. A stream of sword qi that seemed to have condensed into a solid substance surged forth and formed a net in midair. It was as if a curtain had descended from the sky and trapped Qin Feng within it. The crowd was in an uproar. This was obviously Zhang Tiandao's plan to kill Qin Feng. Seeing such a powerful and fierce attack, everyone could imagine Qin Feng falling to the ground. Dongfang Qingxue, Zhang Tiandao, and Zhang Biao's expressions changed drastically. They were yelling at Qin Feng. Zhang Tiandao looked at Qin Feng with a playful expression and a cruel smile in his eyes. He wanted to kill Qin Feng. Swoosh! The spear of rat halos suddenly disappeared. Qin Feng waved his hand, and the heaven splitter appeared in his hand. If Qin Feng's solitary 9 swords was profound and could kill people without a trace, then the heaven splitter combined with the heaven burning flaming technique was extremely powerful. The giant axe fell and condensed into two azure dragon chi that whizzed past Qin Feng. That void sword net just fell down, and was instantly split into two big holes by the axe chi. Qin Feng's figure flashed, and instantly disappeared from everyone's sight. When everyone came back to their senses, they found that Zhang Tiandao had already fallen in a huge pit dozens of meters away. Rumble! Rumble! Qin Feng stood at the edge of the huge pit with no wounds on his body. In the pit, Zhang Tiandao was covered in blood. He stared at Qin Feng with his old eyes wide open in disbelief. He would never have thought that his challenge to Qin Feng with 13 disciples of Wu Dang's sect would end in such a miserable defeat. What just happened? Someone in the crowd finally regained his senses. Master Zhang was defeated. Why can't I see Master Zhang? The Wu Dang sect lost miserably. Master Zhang Tiandao was stomped into the pit, the crowd kept exclaiming. No one could accept this fact. They looked at Qin Feng with fear in their eyes. This young man had brought them too much shock. Master, are you all right? Shaoli came to Qin Feng's side. Dongfang Qingxue and Zhang Biao followed behind. I'm fine. Don't worry about me. Qin Feng patted Shaoli's shoulder. Shaoli's anxious heart finally relaxed. Young Master Qin, what stage are you at? I was scared to death by you. Zhang Biao was so excited that he couldn't speak clearly. He never would have thought that in just half a year, Qin Feng would go from a powerless hedonistic young master to a heaven-defying martial artist. Qin Feng, let's go. Dongfang Qingxue pulled Qin Feng and wanted to leave. Qin Feng was too domineering just now. Dongfang Qingxue was afraid that a few people from the big sects would come looking for trouble with Qin Feng. Shaoli and Zhang Biao also felt that this place was not suitable for them to stay. They pulled Qin Feng and wanted to leave. But at this time, a man and two women walked over. Everyone was stunned when they saw the two women. Even Shaoli and Dongfang Qingxue were stunned. These two women were too beautiful. They were like fairies who had descended to the mortal world. Junior sisters, there seems to be a fierce battle over there. Why don't we go and have a look? Ling Fei looked at Hua Xianyu and Su Ruoro with a smile. The two women nodded indifferently. The three of them continued to walk towards Qin Feng. Qin Feng was dumbstruck. His eyes were fixed on Su Ruoro. He couldn't help but rub his eyes a few times. He thought he was hallucinating. But when he opened his eyes again, Su Ruoro was already there. She lowered her head and walked towards him step by step. Ruoro. I finally found you. The moment Su Ruoro walked past Qin Feng suddenly woke up. He suddenly pulled Su Ruoro into his arms. The atmosphere instantly froze. Dongfang Qingxue and Shaoli covered their mouths in shock. They stared at Qin Feng blankly. The martial artists outside were also dumbstruck. Hua Xianyu recognized Qin Feng. Her beautiful eyes flashed. Ling Fei's eyeballs almost popped out. He was so angry that his neck turned red. Shameless bastard. Let me go. Swoosh. Su Ruoro was furious. Her stage 8 inner chi exploded from her body. Her lily-white hand trembled. She drew the soft sword from her waist and slashed it towards Qin Feng's face. Sanjiang. Chapter 10-12. Qin Feng was stunned. He never thought that Su Ruoro would attack him. Looking at Su Ruoro, who was surrounded by dense inner chi, Qin Feng suddenly felt like he didn't know her anymore. Master, be careful. Just as the flexible sword was about to pierce Qin Feng's face, a gust of chilly wind blew past. Shaoli pulled Qin Feng to the side. Su Ruoro's sword missed, so she chased after Qin Feng again. Shaoli was no match for Su Ruoro. This time, he didn't even have the chance to fight back. Su Ruoro was really angry. Ever since she was accepted as sect leader Jing Xan's disciple, she had kept her chastity. She had never been touched by a man, but she was hugged tightly by Qin Feng. No wonder Su Ruoro wanted to kill Qin Feng. Junior Martial Sister Wuxin, stop. The flexible sword suddenly stopped in midair. The tip of the sword flashed with a cold light, and it was less than half a centimeter away from Qin Feng's forehead. Qin Feng was stunned and didn't react. Hua Xianyu grabbed Su Ruoro's arm with one hand and looked at Qin Feng with a strange expression. Senior Martial Sister Xianyu. Su Ruoro frowned and looked at Hua Xianyu strangely. She didn't understand why Hua Xianyu stopped her. Hua Xianyu was in a dilemma. She recognized Qin Feng, but she didn't expect Qin Feng to take liberties with her junior martial sister Wuxin. Hua Xianyu thought she had misjudged Qin Feng. Junior martial sister Wuxin, this is an old acquaintance of mine. He saved my life before. Please forgive him this time. Hua Xianyu felt bad. She begged for Qin Feng's life and decided to draw a line between them. They would no longer be involved and would be strangers. Su Ruoro clenched her teeth and struggled for a while before she could release her aura. She glared at Qin Feng and cursed, shameless. Su Ruoro and Hua Xianyu had retreated, but Qin Feng was still in a daze. Qin Feng looked at Su Ruoro's familiar yet strange figure. He felt something was wrong. This woman doesn't recognize me. Su Ruoro, don't you recognize me? Qin Feng suddenly yelled. Hua Xianyu and Su Ruoro suddenly stopped. The two girls turned around and looked at Su Yan. Su Ruoro said coldly, I've always been cultivating in the sect. This is the first time I've left the mountain. How could I possibly know such a shameless person like you? Furthermore, I'm not called Su Ruoro. My name is Wu Axian. Today, I'll forgive you for senior sister's sake. Don't pester me anymore, or else I won't forgive you. Qin Feng discovered that Su Ruoro had really changed. The way she spoke was similar to that of the outer martial arts world disciples. Qin Feng couldn't figure out the reason behind this. He hadn't seen her for half a year, so how did she become a sect disciple? He even broke through to stage 8 inner chi. Pikachu! A white light flashed and something flew towards Qin Feng. It was as fast as lightning. Let alone Shaoli and the others, even Qin Feng couldn't react in time. A furry little animal jumped into Qin Feng's arms and used its little head to rub Qin Feng's face. It even stuck out its pink tongue and licked Qin Feng. What monster! Master, be careful. Shaoli jumped in fright and reached out to grab Pikachu. Qin Feng hastily stopped Shaoli and patted Pikachu's head dotingly. This guy was still so small and timid even after half a year. Shaoli's roar scared Pikachu so much that all the hair on his body stood on end. Hugging Pikachu, Qin Feng felt as if he had returned to half a year ago when he, Su Ruoro, and Han Ying lived in the Qin Manor in Acropolis City. At that time, Qin Feng was still a hedonistic young master. He thought about how to woo Su Ruoro and Han Ying all day long. Pikachu, come back. Su Ruoro's anxious voice dragged Qin Feng back to reality. Pikachu looked at Su Ruoro with an aggrieved expression, but he still lay in Qin Feng's arms and refused to leave. Qin Feng was the master who created Pikachu and gave him life. They hadn't seen each other for a long time, so Pikachu was very attached to Qin Feng. Master, Pikachu said that Mistress Su Ruoro lost her memory. Little Pig's voice sounded in Qin Fang's mind. No wonder Su Ruoro didn't recognize him. She lost her memory. You shameless hooligan, how dare you touch my little junior sister? I am Ling Fei, a genius disciple of Starlight's sect. Today, I will enforce justice on behalf of the heavens. Ling Fei was so angry that he gnashed his teeth. He swung his sword at Qin Feng. There was no one in the martial arts world outside of China who didn't know about Starlight's sect. It was the sect that won the title of Alliance Master in the last martial arts conference. At the same time, Starlight's sect was also one of the hidden 5 hegemons. Just the name of such a powerful sect was enough to make everyone tremble in fear, rumble. Ling Fei's simple sword strike carried a majestic aura and instantly smashed a few large pits on the ground. Qin Feng leaped back more than 10 meters. Shaoli was also taken away by Qin Feng. Su Ruoro and Hua Xianyu stood at the side in a daze. Hua Xianyu was more or less worried about Qin Feng. After all, the two of them had gone through life and death together in Devil Beast Mountain. Su Ruoro was a little puzzled. Pikachu never recognized other people. Normally, he wouldn't even be close to Hua Xianyu. Why was he suddenly so intimate with a stranger? He wasn't even willing to return to her embrace. Ha! So it's you. I know you. The matter at Devil Beast Mountain hasn't been settled yet. Today is just the right time. Qin Feng pushed Shaoli to the side and leaped in front of Ling Fei. When Ling Fei and Hua Xianyu went to Devil Beast Mountain together, Qin Feng and Hua Xianyu fed each other blood to save each other. However, Ling Fei misunderstood Qin Feng as sexually assaulting Hua Xianyu. At that time, Qin Feng even injured Qin Feng with a palm strike. Qin Feng had always remembered this grudge. Cut the crap. Today is the day you die, lecher. Ling Fei's face was sinister. He had long recognized Qin Feng. Last time at Devil Beast Mountain, Qin Feng hugged Hua Xianyu. This time, he hugged Su Ruoro. Ling Fei had coveted these two women for a long time. He had never touched them, but Qin Feng had taken advantage of them. How could Ling Fei forgive Qin Feng? Buzz buzz buzz. The sword chimed incessantly in the air, as if a ship on a long voyage had blown its horn. The surrounding air began to vibrate restlessly. The sword chi seemed to have enveloped half of the arena. The powerful momentum and exquisite sword techniques were even more powerful than the Wu-Tang sect sword techniques. Qin Fang's expression changed slightly. He had long sensed the profoundness of Ling Fei's sword techniques. Although it was his first time seeing Ling Fei's sword techniques, Qin Feng felt that it was comparable to the solitary 9 swords and Ren Xiaoyao's moonlight sword technique. However, although Ling Fei's sword techniques were exquisite, he didn't unleash his full power. This was because Ling Fei had just stepped into the early stage of Stage 9 inner qi not long ago. In the eyes of Qin Feng and Zhang Tiandao, his strength was still too low. Break. Rumble. Qin Feng roared and swung the Heaven Splitter axe in his hand. A dragon's roar sounded, and a violent airflow shot out in all directions. The layer of sword qi that enveloped Ling Fei was instantly swallowed by the axe qi. In the face of absolute power, the exquisite sword techniques became vulnerable. The Wu-Tang 13 swords formation was like this, and so was the star's sword technique that Ling Fei used. Sanjiang. Chapter 1013. Puff. Qin Feng broke Ling Fei's sword technique with a swing of his axe. Ling Fei's eyes were filled with shock. He didn't even have a chance to dodge. He was sent flying and spat out a few mouthfuls of blood in the air. Senior Ling Fei, are you okay? Hua Xianyu and Su Ruoro were shocked and ran to Ling Fei's side. Although the two girls hated Ling Fei, sect leader Jingxin asked them to follow senior Ling Fei out to see the world. Now that Ling Fei was injured, the two girls couldn't just sit back and watch. Ling Fei hurriedly threw a chi-consolidating pill into his mouth. That was a fourth-grade elixir, but Ling Fei ate it as if it was an ordinary pill. Everyone in Wulin was stunned. Qin Feng looked calm. When he was injured, he always poured the chi-strengthening pill and blood chi pill into his mouth like they were bubbles. "I'm fine. Don't worry. I was careless and let that bastard take advantage of me. Otherwise, he wouldn't be my opponent." Ling Fei's blood was still boiling, but he forced himself to stand up. How could Ling Fei lose face in front of Hua Xianyu and Su Ruoro? He was suffering because he wanted to save face. Qin Feng didn't care about Ling Fei at all. His eyes were on Su Ruoro. He was trying to guess the reason why Su Ruoro lost her memory. There were too many things that Qin Feng couldn't figure out. He had been looking for Su Ruoro. Now that he found her, he could only look at her from afar. He couldn't even hug her. "Senior Ling Fei, I think we should go." Hua Xianyu looked at Ling Fei awkwardly. Ling Fei was so angry that he almost spat out a mouthful of blood. His expression turned cold. "Junior sister Xianyu, are you still thinking about that bastard? Can't you see what kind of person he is? He's a beast in human clothing. How could he touch junior sister Wu Axian when he saw her? How could you like this kind of person?" Ling Fei was very unhappy when he thought about Devil Beast Mountain. He could see that Hua Xianyu was pleading for Qin Feng. Hua Xianyu blushed and said in a small voice, "Senior brother Ling Fei, you misunderstood me. I did have some fate with him, but it is over. After today, I will not know him anymore. Now that senior brother is injured, I don't think you are his match. Let's leave." What Hua Xianyu said was the truth. Just now, Qin Feng had defeated Ling Fei in one move. Anyone with a discerning eye could see that Ling Fei was no match for Qin Feng. As for Ling Fei saying that he was negligent, that excuse could only deceive himself. "Senior sister Immortal Moon, my Pikachu was snatched away by that scoundrel. I want to get it back." As soon as Su Ruoro finished speaking, her beautiful figure disappeared from where she stood and instantly appeared beside Qin Feng. "Hurry and return my pet." Su Ruoro stood 1 meter away from Qin Feng. Her expression was colder than ice. Pikachu jumped around in Qin Feng's arms. However, Qin Feng and Su Ruoro couldn't understand its bird language. Qin Feng looked at Su Ruoro in a daze and didn't know how to explain it to her. "If you're not going to give it to me, then don't blame me." Su Ruoro's voice rose by a few decibels. Her beautiful figure suddenly attacked. She swung the flexible sword at her waist and instantly landed on Qin Feng's arm. Swish! Qin Feng didn't fight back at all. He didn't even dodge. The flexible sword was going to pierce Qin Feng's heart, but at the crucial moment, Su Ruoro's heart suddenly softened. She felt that the man in front of her was a bit strange. He was clearly skilled, but he never attacked in front of her. The flexible sword missed and pierced a piece of skin on Qin Feng's arm. Blood immediately flowed down, but Qin Feng didn't care. He grabbed the flexible sword and allowed the blade to cut the skin on his palm. Blood flowed down the flexible sword and dripped down. Qin Feng gently pulled, and Su Ruoro fell into his arms. "Ruoro." Qin Feng called softly. Su Ruoro struggled with all her might, but Qin Feng didn't care. He seemed to be talking to himself. "Pikachu is the pet I gave you back then. Have you forgotten?" Su Ruoro, who was struggling, suddenly trembled and stopped. She stared at Qin Feng with her big, watery eyes. She thought to herself, how did this man know about Pikachu? Your name is Su Ruoro, not Wuaxian. We used to work together at Royal Group. You and I had an ambiguous relationship. Later, you disappeared because of some matters. Now I found you again, but you lost your memory. Ruoro, come back with me. I'll find a way to help you recover your memory. The more Qin Feng spoke, the more agitated he became. He hugged Su Ruoro tightly in his arms. Su Ruoro felt her body was about to be squashed. She finally regained her senses and felt her chest pressed against Qin Feng's body. She was so scared that she couldn't help but scream, "Senior Sister Xianyu, save me." Hua Xianyu looked troubled, but Ling Fei had already rushed over in a huff. He didn't really come to save Su Ruoro. He was so angry that his lungs were about to explode when he saw the woman he liked being hugged by Qin Feng. Swish! The long sword struck, and a ray of sword chi fell from the sky. Ling Fei didn't care whether he would hurt Su Ruoro or not. This sword was completely aimed at Su Ruoro's back. Su Ruoro already felt the cold breath of death. She was so scared that her whole body trembled. A cold light flashed in Qin Feng's eyes. He pushed Su Ruoro away with one hand and slapped Ling Fei, who was in midair. Rumble! A large fireball rushed to the sky. That ray of sword chi was like a drop of seawater in the vast ocean. It was instantly submerged by the majesty of the destructive fire. The fireball flew and smashed into Ling Fei's body in the blink of an eye. However, the fire didn't ignite Ling Fei. Instead, it sent him flying again. Bang! When he landed, there was another large pit. Ling Fei could not withstand a single blow from the enraged Qin Feng. However, in front of so many people from the outer circle, how could Ling Fei afford to lose face? He swallowed another chi-strengthening pill and jumped out of the pit. Buzz! A ray of resplendent light appeared in midair. It was like a twinkling star in the dark night. Ling Fei floated in the air as the long sword in his hand danced rapidly. Behind him, a pattern of stars appeared. The profoundness of this sword art was similar to the crescent moon that appeared behind Ren Xiaoyao when he used the moon shame sword art. In the end, 3 stars condensed. This was the effect of cultivating the star's sword technique to the 3rd level. The surrounding airflow started to become restless. Strong wind started to rise and swirled around Ling Fei. The stars behind him became more and more resplendent. It was still daytime, but his surroundings seemed to have turned into night. The stars were rays of light. They shone on everyone's body and gave off waves of cold air. Shameless brat, I let you have a few moves first. Do you really think I can't beat you? I can destroy you with a single strike. Ling Fei's expression was ferocious. He even had a sinister smile on his face. He was like a demon from hell. The onlookers felt like they had fallen into hell. They were so frightened that they retreated a few hundred meters away. Even Hua Xianyu, Dongfang Qingshui, and the others retreated. Only Qin Feng and Ling Fei were left in the arena. Ling Fei swung his arm that was suspended in midair. It was as if he could cut through mountains and rivers. Qin Feng stood on the ground and raised his head to look at the 3 streaks of sword chi that were flying toward him. The chi in the sword chi was getting stronger and stronger. When it was about to reach Qin Feng, it was already at the intermediate stage of stage 9 inner chi. This showed how powerful the inner hidden sects were. Even the cultivation methods they practiced were one level higher than others. Whoosh! Qin Feng suddenly raised his hand. With his palm as the center, the air in front of him suddenly froze. In the blink of an eye, half of the air was frozen. The deep blue layer of ice flickered with a chilling light. Ling Fei's sword chi landed on it with a loud clanging sound. However, it was unable to break through the layer of solid ice wall. The surroundings were deathly silent. Their eyeballs and jaws dropped to the ground. Qin Feng's strength shocked the audience again and again. This young man who looked to be in his early 20s was actually a stage 9 inner chi dual attribute demon cultivator. One hand was filled with fire, and the other with ice. Was there anyone present who could be his opponent? Even Ling Fei was stunned. His sword that was swinging rapidly stopped. His body that was originally floating in mid-air suddenly fell to the ground. He spat out a few mouthfuls of blood as soon as he landed. Although the star's sword art was powerful, it required the inner chi behind his back to circulate the sword art. Ling Fei had been seriously injured long ago. If it wasn't to defeat Qin Feng, he wouldn't have used his final trump card. However, he didn't expect that the star's sword technique, which was so powerful and unparalleled in Ling Fei's eyes, would actually be easily resolved by Qin Feng with a raise of his hand. Ling Fei was so depressed that he wanted to vomit blood as he looked at the layer of dazzling ice that appeared in mid-air. Qin Feng, stop. Hua Xianyu hurriedly rushed forward. She was afraid that Qin Feng would kill Ling Fei with one palm strike. The ice in front of Qin Feng disappeared. He retracted his palm that was about to land. He looked at Hua Xianyu with a gentle expression and said, "Miss Xianyu, we meet again." At this moment, Hua Xianyu's emotions were complicated. She didn't know how to face Qin Feng. After hesitating for a while, Hua Xianyu nodded slightly and said, "I still have something to do. I'll take my leave first." Hua Xianyu had just turned around when someone suddenly grabbed her wrist. "Miss Xianyu, I have something to ask you." Hua Xianyu didn't want to admit that Qin Feng was a shameless person. However, now that Qin Feng had made a move on her, Hua Xianyu was in despair. She flung Qin Feng's arm away and said coldly, "What is it? Hurry up and tell me." Qin Feng didn't know why Hua Xianyu changed into a different person. However, he didn't have the time to care about this. He hurriedly said, "How did Su Ruoro join your sect?" Hua Xianyu was stunned. She looked at Su Ruoro, who was in a daze, and then looked at Qin Feng. "Are you talking about junior sister Wu Xian?" Qin Feng nodded. "That's her. Her original name is Su Ruoro." Hua Xianyu was stunned. She knew Su Ruoro's situation the best. When Su Ruoro jumped off the cliff opposite Devil Beast Mountain to commit suicide, she and her master, sect leader Jingxin, saved her life. Later, sect leader Jingxin took a fancy to Su Ruoro's coldine body, which was only seen once in 100 years. She accepted Su Ruoro as a core disciple of serenity and searched Su Ruoro's memories of her previous life. Hua Xianyu didn't notice it before. Now that she heard Qin Feng, she finally understood. Could it be that Qin Feng really knew junior sister Wu Xian? Sanjiang. Chapter 10-14. Hua Xianyu felt complicated. From Qin Feng's anxious expression, Hua Xianyu was sure that Qin Feng really knew Wu Xian. But Wu Xian had already joined Serenity, so she was separated from the mortal world. Her previous life's memories disappeared, and the Su Ruoro from before would no longer exist. Only Wu Xian, the genius female disciple of Serenity, was left in the world. This was the rule of Serenity. Anyone who joined the sect would see through the mortal world and no longer have anything to do with the mortal world. Hua Xianyu wanted to tell Qin Feng, but she couldn't break the rules of the sect. "Lady Xianyu, are you listening to me?" Qin Feng shook Hua Xianyu's arm anxiously. Hua Xianyu suddenly came back to her senses, and her expression suddenly turned cold. "I'm sorry, I'm afraid you've got the wrong person." That's my junior sister Wu Axian. She grew up with me in the sect. She's been in the sect's holy land for 22 years. This is the first time she's left the sect. Hua Xianyu lied, she had no other choice. Qin Feng was almost fooled by Hua Xianyu. He almost thought he got the wrong person, but Pikachu was still jumping around in Qin Feng's arms. This pet was given to Su Ruoro by Qin Feng. With Pikachu as a witness, Qin Feng concluded that Wu Axian was Su Ruoro. Lady Xianyu, why did you lie to me? Qin Feng suddenly felt pain in his heart. The two of them were sworn brothers in Devil Beast Mountain, but when they met again, it seemed like things were the same, but people were different. Hua Xianyu felt a little guilty. She didn't know how Qin Feng could tell that she was lying, but since she had already lied, Hua Xianyu might as well insist on it to the end. Why would I lie to you? You should stop pestering junior sister Wuxin. She has a frigidine body that only appears once every 100 years. Now that she's with me, sect leader Jing Axian, her future achievements in the martial way will be immeasurable. Hua Xianyu didn't know what relationship Qin Feng and Wu Axian had before, but Hua Xianyu got to know Wu Axian after she jumped off a cliff. Since Wu Axian chose to jump off a cliff to end her life, Hua Xianyu believed that Wu Axian's previous life wasn't so good. Otherwise, why would she want to commit suicide instead of living? Junior brother Ling Fei, who hurt you like this? Suddenly, an angry roar came from the void. The voice seemed to come from a very far place, and when everyone looked over, they did not see anyone. Ling Fei, who was lying on the ground like a stray dog, quickly jumped up in surprise. He looked around and said, "Senior brother Ling Daozi, where are you? Come here quickly. Someone dares to challenge the dignity of our star sect. Come and teach that blind brat a lesson." When Ling Fei's voice fell, the entire empty venue fell into a dead silence. No one in front recognized Ling Fei and didn't know his identity, but everyone was dumbfounded when they heard this. Star sect? Ling Daozi. This was the Starlight sect, one of the 5 hidden hegemons of the outer martial world, and Ling Daozi. Wasn't he the expert who obtained the position of the Alliance Master of the outer martial world last time? 5 years ago, Ling Daozi had dominated the outer martial arts world with his strength at the early stage of Stage 9 Qi. He was invincible among the juniors under the age of 35. Now that 5 years had passed, no one dared to imagine what realm Ling Daozi had reached. Humph! Where did this ignorant lunatic come from? How dare he cause trouble for the Starlight sect? I'll make him die a horrible death today. After a long period of silence, a furious roar came from the void once again. A black shadow flashed and a man in a black robe with a cold expression was already standing beside Ling Fei at some point in time. Ling Fei was as excited as if he had seen his own father. He even forgot the pain in his body. "Senior brother, you're really here. It's that brat. Not only did he injure me, but he also molested the 2 junior sisters of Serenity. Senior brother, you must do justice on behalf of the heavens." Hua Xianyu and Su Ruoro's identities were also announced. This time, everyone could no longer remain calm and the surroundings immediately exploded. Fuck! So those 2 fairies are from Serenity. No wonder they're covered in divine aura. It's said that the inner hidden sects are ruins left behind from ancient times. They have their own formations and it's like a paradise inside. Naturally, the female disciples trained there are all fairies. Tisk tsk. This brat is really unlucky. He actually injured a star sect disciple in front of everyone and molested the 2 fairies of Serenity. Although he's very powerful, in front of the inner hidden sects, this kind of Stage 9 Qi opponent is simply not worth mentioning. The crowd discussed incessantly, but none of them were optimistic about Qin Feng. Qin Feng was indeed very powerful. This was an undeniable fact. However, in front of the enormous inner hidden sects, no matter how powerful a person was, it was just like throwing an egg against a rock. Hua Xianyu and Su Ruoro went to Ling Fei's side. Hua Xianyu looked at Qin Feng with a face full of worry. She also knew that Qin Feng was in deep trouble this time. Su Ruoro, on the other hand, looked as if she had lost her soul. Ever since Qin Feng said those words to her, Su Ruoro's heart, which had been calm for a long time, suddenly became restless. She tried her best to recall what happened in the past, but she realized that her memories of serenity were empty. Ling Daozi sized Qin Feng up from head to toe. The corner of his mouth curled into a sneer. Humph. A mere stage 9 chi trash dares to behave atrociously here. Immediately kneel and kowtow 10 times, and I'll leave your corpse intact. As the previous martial arts alliance master, Ling Daozi's domineering aura was overflowing. His arrogant aura was not inferior to Qin Feng's. Hua Xianyu's brows furrowed even tighter. She wanted to plead for leniency for Qin Feng, but this time, it was Ling Daozi who came. In front of such a person, Hua Xianyu had no right to speak. Qin Feng had been in a daze, wondering why Hua Xianyu had hidden the matter from him. At this moment, Qin Feng suddenly woke up. He looked at Ling Daozi, who was standing opposite him, and said indifferently, dreaming in broad daylight. Is there something wrong with your brain? The surroundings were filled with sighs. Everyone was shocked by Qin Feng's arrogance. Ling Daozi was stunned for a moment. He really didn't expect that someone would dare to speak to him like this. Good, very good. I like to take care of those wild dogs who don't know the immensity of heaven and earth. You're one of them. Ling Daozi was the martial arts alliance master. He had his own pride. In the outside martial arts world, no one dared to greet him respectfully and flatter him. Ling Daozi hadn't heard anyone talk back to him in more than 4 years. The air suddenly tore apart. No one clearly saw how Ling Daozi disappeared. In Qin Feng's eyes, Ling Daozi's speed was extremely fast. He turned into a black shadow and attacked in an instant. His speed exceeded Qin Feng's expectations. Before he could react, his entire body was already sent flying. Bang! A loud sound rang out. Only then did everyone realize that Qin Feng had fallen into a deep pit. From the moment Ling Daozi made his move until the end, not even 0.1 seconds had passed. At this moment, he stood at the edge of the deep pit with his hands behind his back. He looked down at Qin Feng, who was in the deep pit, with a disdainful expression. Whoosh! Cries of alarm rang out from all directions. Qin Feng was an amazing person who broke the Wudang 13 Swords formation with one move and sent Zhang Tiandao and Ling Fei flying with one palm strike. Even if everyone thought that Qin Feng couldn't defeat Ling Daozi, it wouldn't be a problem for him to at least withstand 8 or 10 moves. Who would have thought that Qin Feng would be defeated so easily? This punch came too quickly. It was so fast that Dongfang Qingshui and the others didn't even have time to react. Qin Feng, who was lying in the center of the deep pit, also set off a slight ripple. Ling Daozi was in his early 40s, but he had actually reached the peak of stage 9 inner qi. 5 years ago, he was only at the early stage of stage 9 inner qi. In these 5 years, he had broken through 3 small realms in succession. This kind of speed was also very frightening. It wasn't that Qin Feng hadn't encountered experts at the peak of stage 9 inner qi. He had even seen people who were even more powerful. Even the sect master of the herbal sect, Bai Yufei, was killed by Qin Feng, who was a stage 1 true qi expert. However, he was only able to kill a stage true qi expert with Ouyang Feng's help. Now, in front of so many martial artists, Qin Feng didn't plan to release Ouyang Feng, because it would easily expose the existence of the system. Previously, Qin Feng fought with China's purple dragon Su Shaotian on Broken Cliff Mountain. He used all his strength and defeated Su Shaotian. Qin Feng wasn't afraid of the peak of stage 9 inner chi. He was just careless and fell for Ling Daozi's trick. Rumble. A loud sound came from the deep pit, completely swallowing up the discussions and mocking laughter in the surroundings. A purple light shot out. Amidst the exclamations, everyone saw Qin Feng's figure floating in the air. He wore a domineering purple thunder wild robe. Behind him was a cloak that fluttered in the wind. Purple electric currents flickered on his battle armor. In Qin Feng's hand was a fiery red spear of rat halos. One man and one spear, he was like a god descending from the sky. Ling Daozi was stunned for a moment. He raised his head and looked at Qin Feng, who was full of blood in the air, thoughtfully. The next moment, Ling Daozi disappeared from where he was. In the blink of an eye, his fist landed in front of Qin Feng. Rumble. The spear of rat halos spun in the air, and several fireballs flew down. Ling Daozi looked at the rain of fire and only sneered. He actually ignored the fireballs and met them head-on. However, when the destructive fire hit the inner chi barrier on the surface of his body, Ling Daozi's expression changed greatly. This was not the demonic flames released by a devil cultivator. The intensity of the flames had definitely reached the level of raging true chi fire. Bang bang bang. The fireballs hit Ling Daozi's body continuously, and he was forcefully smashed back to the ground. There was another round of exclamations in the surroundings. This earth-shattering reversal of the situation was already confusing to everyone. After Ling Daozi landed, he deftly avoided more than 10 fireballs. He looked coldly at Qin Feng, who was in the air. He suddenly slapped his hand, and a sword light shot out from his sleeve. Swish! The air exploded. The sword light was as fast as lightning. Before Qin Feng could retract his hand, the sword light slashed across and pierced through Qin Feng's arm. Fresh blood gushed out, and Qin Feng was knocked down from the sky. As soon as he landed, a black shadow appeared. Ling Daozi fell from the sky, and the bottom of his feet was spinning with vigorous inner chi. Before he landed, the ground had already begun to crack. The crowd of onlookers retreated even further. Their hearts had stopped beating. The previous battles between Qin Feng and the Wu-Tang sect and Ling Fei were already exciting enough. However, compared to the tough battle between Qin Feng and Ling Daozi, the previous battles were simply child's play. Ling Fei's eyes were filled with shock. He already understood that Qin Feng had held back too much in their previous battles. In fact, Qin Feng had only used 60 to 70% of his strength. However, in this pinnacle battle, both Qin Feng and Ling Daozi had unleashed their full strength. This was a true battle between the strong, Sanjiang. Chapter 10-15. Rumble. Ling Daozi's foot finally landed, and it was as if a huge mountain had smashed down. The air was filled with the sound of an explosion, and cries of alarm came from all around. Dongfang Qingxue and Xiao Li were so scared that their faces turned pale. Crack! The explosion was mixed with a crisp sound, and layers of hard ice condensed in the huge pit. Ling Daozi had just arrived, so he hadn't seen the battle between Qin Feng and Ling Fei. Staring at the ice under his feet, Ling Daozi's eyes shone brightly. He hadn't expected Qin Feng to be a dual-attribute demonic cultivator. Brat, you're quite capable. Unfortunately, you've met me. Today, I'll cripple your cultivation. Ling Daozi's expression became serious, and he felt a sense of crisis. Qin Fan's strength had exceeded Ling Daozi's expectations. Today, he had to cripple Qin Fan. Otherwise, if he left such a hidden danger in the martial arts circle, he might bring harm to the Starlight sect in the future. Rumble. Ling Daozi lifted his foot again, and this time, it was even more violent. The entire ground shook slightly, and the cracks on the ground spread in all directions, reaching the feet of the warriors standing hundreds of meters away. Bang! With one foot, the hard ice instantly cracked, and Qin Fan, who was hiding underneath, was revealed. A sneer flashed in Ling Daozi's eyes, and he hurriedly stomped down again. Just as he was about to stomp Qin Fan flat, a ray of purple light fell from the sky and directly struck Ling Daozi's body. Crackle! The purple lightning came too abruptly. After Ling Daozi was struck, he suddenly stopped moving. The black robe on his body was instantly torn apart, and black smoke rose from his body. His hair was also blown up by the electricity. He looked extremely wretched. Roar! You bastard, today, I'll use your blood to show the dignity of the Starlight sect. Ling Daozi's foot still landed, but Qin Fan was no longer in the deep pit. The huge pit was so deep that the bottom could not be seen. Ling Daozi's figure leaped and instantly arrived in midair. He attacked Qin Fan, who was in the sky, with his sword. Buzz! The sword chi was sharp, and its speed was several times faster than Ling Fei's. Behind Ling Daozi, 5 stars appeared. He had already cultivated the star's sword technique to the 5th level. The profound meaning and majesty of the sword chi were several times stronger. It was as if the entire place was enveloped by sword chi, and everything was under Ling Daozi's control. Xiao 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 xiao. As soon as Qin Fang's figure emerged from the deep pit, he quickly struck out with both hands. Streaks of white light flickered and disappeared, colliding with the surging sword chi. Qin Fang's spear of rat halos didn't stop at all. He swung out dozens of fireballs in front of him, devouring most of the boundless sword chi. Humph! It's just an insignificant skill, what a joke. Ling Daozi quickly saw through the wind blade martial arts technique. The wind blades were strong enough to cut through Ling Fei's skin, but they couldn't penetrate the inner chi barrier around Ling Daozi, who was at the peak of stage 9 inner chi. The flames of destruction also lost their power because Ling Daozi's reaction speed was extraordinarily fast. After he realized the power of the flames of destruction, Ling Daozi didn't even touch the flames. With a few nimble leaps, he dodged the fireballs. His figure instantly appeared in front of Qin Fan. You can be proud of yourself for being able to last so long in my hands. As soon as Ling Daozi finished speaking, he raised the sword in his hand. It was as if he was ending Qin Fan. Suddenly, a gust of wind blew in all directions. The purple thunder wild robe on Qin Fan's body whistled, and the purple electric current in the battle armor began to thicken and brighten. It was as if there was lightning inside the battle armor. This scene stunned Ling Daozi. Bang! A muffled thunder rose from the ground, and a ring-shaped ball of purple lightning fell from the sky. The speed of the lightning was unexpectedly fast, and it accurately struck Ling Daozi's body. Ling Daozi didn't even have time to react, and he was directly smashed to the ground by the purple lightning. Rumble. When he landed, he sank into a deep pit. Without hesitation, Qin Fan hurriedly slapped down several fireballs of flames of destruction. The fireballs instantly smashed into the deep pit. The bottom of the huge pit couldn't be seen, and it was dazzled by the flames. No one knew Ling Daozi's current situation, and they all had shocked expressions on their faces. Bang, 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 bang. A loud sound came from the deep pit, and a few sword lights shot out from the dazzling light. Just as Qin Fan's figure was about to land on the edge of the deep pit, he quickly dodged. Ah, ah, "Aw. You bastard, you'll die a horrible death. I'll fight you to the death today." A black shadow suddenly soared into the sky. Unexpectedly, it was Ling Daozi who had shot out from the huge pit. Ling Daozi actually didn't die under the bombardment of the purple lightning and the burning of the flames of destruction. This was beyond Qin Fen's expectations. It seemed that a stage 9 inner chi expert was indeed not that easy to deal with. Cries of alarm rang out from the surroundings. This battle had long surpassed everyone's scope of acceptance. Both Qin Fen and Ling Daozi were absolutely valiant. Their moves were ever-changing, and they had endless tricks up their sleeves. They were like cockroaches that couldn't be killed, and they surprised everyone again and again. However, Ling Daozi, who was in midair, was in an extremely sorry state. After being struck by 2 bolts of purple lightning in a row, the black robe on Ling Daozi's body was completely charred, and the exposed skin was pitch black. It was as if he had just run out of a bonfire. However, Ling Daozi's eyes were bright and bloodshot. He landed in midair and looked down at Qin Fen, who was on the ground. The way he gnashed his teeth was like a dreadful beast. Buzz. Ling Daozi put his palms together, and a long sword flickering with blue light flew out from his back. Cries of alarm immediately rang out from the surroundings. This was actually a blue-grade spiritual sword. Stellar sword art, 5 stars burst. Ling Daozi muttered a strange incantation, and the treasured sword behind him suddenly split into 4 shadows. As Ling Daozi's large hand slapped out, the 4 sword shadows flew towards Qin Fen as if they were real. Bang, bang, bang. Layers of deep blue ice appeared in midair. These incomparably hard ice layers couldn't withstand a single blow, and they instantly shattered under the impact of the 4 sword lights. Just as Qin Fen was about to condense a new layer of ice to fill in the gaps, a black shadow flew towards him. It held a long and narrow treasured sword in its hand, and it pointed straight at Qin Fen's chest. Rumble. Ling Daozi's speed was too fast, and Qin Fen was directly hit. A majestic and boundless aura came from his chest, and it instantly sent Qin Fen flying. In midair, Qin Fen spat out a few mouthfuls of blood. This scene scared Dongfang Qingxue and the others, and they involuntarily screamed. The martial artists who were watching from the outside were dumbstruck. They thought that Qin Fen would die without a doubt after this strike. Ling Daozi had already landed, but he was stunned. That strike just now was his sure kill technique, and it condensed the essence of the first 5 sword forms of the stellar sword art. He originally thought that he would be able to pierce through Qin Fen's heart, but when the tip of the sword fell on Qin Fen's chest, no matter how much strength Ling Daozi exerted, he couldn't penetrate Qin Fen's body. Ling Daozi looked at the blue-grade treasured sword in his hand, and then looked at the purple battle robe on Qin Fen's body. A shocking thought welled up in his mind. Could that be a purple battle armor? Rumble. Qin Fen had already landed, and another deep pit appeared. Ling Daozi was wild with joy. He was sure that Qin Fen was wearing a purple battle armor, and only a purple-grade spiritual energy could block the attack of a blue-grade treasured sword. Even the Stellar Sect, one of the 5 overlords of the hidden sects, had only a handful of people who possessed a purple-grade spirit weapon. Aside from the sect leader and a few vice-sect leaders, even Ling Daozi, the martial arts alliance master, couldn't get his hands on a purple-grade spirit weapon. Ha! With your battle armor, your father's strength will rise to another level. Ling Daozi seemed to have discovered a treasure in the desert. He leaped and instantly arrived at the edge of the deep pit. Just as he looked down and wanted to snatch Qin Fen's purple thunder wild robe, a loud noise came from behind him. That terrifying purple lightning appeared out of thin air again. Bang! Ling Daozi had no room to dodge, and he was instantly struck by the purple lightning. Purple light blossomed from the deep pit, and a figure flew out and hovered in midair. Although that sword didn't pierce through Qin Fen, it still caused serious damage to him. The blood in Qin Fen's body churned, and it was extremely difficult for him to circulate his qi. He was completely forcing his body to activate the thunder and lightning ability of the purple thunder wild robe, rumble, crackle. In a fit of rage, Qin Fen activated 3 bolts of purple lightning in a row. The lightning condensed, and it looked like a large net that covered the sky. In the sky where Qin Fen and Ling Daozi were, the weather changed dramatically. It was as if the end of the world had arrived. That majestic scene shocked everyone so much that they forgot to breathe. The lightning was unceasing, and almost all of it struck Ling Daozi's body. Ling Daozi was struck down from mid-air and smashed into the huge pit from the ground. However, the purple lightning didn't stop. It continuously fell into the deep pit, and the thunderous roar that sounded like a devil's roar reverberated in the deep pit. Just listening to it was terrifying enough. Pooh! After an unknown number of strikes, Qin Fen couldn't hold on any longer. His body fell from mid-air, and he began to vomit blood as soon as he landed on the ground. The crowd still hadn't regained their senses, but Dongfang Qing Shui and Shaoli had already run to Qin Fen's side. Looking at the bloodstains on the ground, the 2 women felt a stabbing pain in their hearts. Qin Fen, are you all right? Master, wake up. Don't scare Shaoli. Dongfang Qing Shui's usually cold and arrogant expression revealed a rare look of worry. Shaoli threw herself into Qin Fen's arms and cried like a child. Dongfang Qing Shui didn't fight with Shaoli for Qin Fen's affections. She furrowed her brows and hurriedly took out a few qi deposition pills and blood circulation pills that her grandfather had given her, and stuffed them into Qin Fen's mouth. Bang bang bang. The huge pit that Ling Daozi fell into was still emitting explosive sounds. Even now, Ling Daozi still hadn't come out. Ling Fei and the others finally regained their senses. They hurriedly ran to the edge of the deep pit and looked down. Time seemed to have stopped. The major sects of the outer martial arts world stood foolishly on the spot and didn't dare to move. Qin Fen was still lying in Shaoli's arms and hadn't woken up. Ling Fei watched for a while, burning with anxiety. He had already jumped into the deep pit to save Ling Daozi. Senior apprentice brother, are you all right? Senior apprentice brother. Ling Fei's voice rang out. He actually carried Ling Daozi's body and jumped back to the ground. Ling Daozi's entire body was scorched black, as if he had just been fished out of a crematorium. Chapter 10:16. This battle could be considered a lose-lose situation. The outcome was beyond everyone's expectations. Ling Daozi had initially thought that Qin Fen would be crippled on the spot or even killed by Ling Daozi. Little did he expect that Qin Fen would have the upper hand in the end. Comparing the extent of their injuries, it was obvious that Ling Daozi's injuries were more severe. After Qin Fen woke up, he saw Shaoli and Dongfang Qing Shui with worried expressions. Without thinking, he forced himself up and whispered in Shaoli's ear, "Quick, take me to a place with no one around to recuperate." Ling Daozi's strength exceeded Qin Feng's expectations. After such a fierce battle, Qin Feng was certain that Ling Daozi was even stronger than Purple Dragon Su Shaotian. At that time, Qin Feng used all his skills, activated the demon beast blood essence in the blood demon armor, and ate the violent demon pill to enter a berserk state to defeat Su Shaotian. This time, he only used the purple thunder wild robe and his own strength to fight Ling Daozi to a draw. Speaking of which, Qin Feng's strength had increased by a lot. Qin Feng was still worried about Su Ruoro. He really wanted to take Su Ruoro away, but the situation had changed. Qin Feng couldn't even protect himself now. He could only find a place to recover his strength first. it wouldn't be too late to find Su Ruoro later. At least Qin Feng knew that Su Ruoro was now a disciple of serenity. Swish. As soon as Qin Feng finished speaking, Shaoli immediately picked him up and ran. A chilly wind blew in the surroundings, and the temperature seemed to have dropped to freezing point. Dongfang Qingshui was stunned for a moment before she realized that Qin Feng and Shaoli had disappeared. Sister-in-law, don't chase after them. They're already far away. Come back to the hotel with me. Zhang Biao suddenly came to Dongfang Qingshui's side and stopped her from chasing after them. Dongfang Qingshui glanced at Qin Feng, who disappeared into the distance. She could only lower her head and agree to Zhang Biao's suggestion. Ling Fei had already left with Ling Daozi. Ling Daozi was still unconscious, and no one knew whether he was dead or alive. Su Ruoro and Hua Xianyu left with Ling Fei. When the two women left, they both turned to look in the direction that Qin Feng disappeared. Hua Xianyu's heart was filled with complicated emotions. Su Ruoro also had many doubts. Her heart suddenly tightened. Pikachu was taken away by Qin Feng. The main characters of the day had all left, and only the outer martial artists who were watching the show were left in disarray. The martial arts circle convention had yet to officially begin, but because of today's battle, everyone's confidence had been completely crushed. Especially with the appearance of Ling Fei and Qin Feng, these outer hidden sect disciples had lost their last hope of becoming the alliance leader of the martial arts circle. Ling Fei was only at the early stage of Stage 9 Inner Qi, but he possessed the strength of a mid-stage Stage 9 Inner Qi expert. Qin Feng even fought Ling Daozi, who was at the peak of Stage 9 Inner Qi, to a draw. Everyone had their own judgment. It seemed like the title of the martial arts alliance leader had to be Qin Feng. Just who is that young hero? After Qin Fen and Ling Daozi left, the scene slowly exploded. Everyone finally had the guts to discuss Qin Fen's identity. I think that young hero looks very familiar, but I just can't remember who he is. Previously, everyone had scoffed at Qin Feng, but now, they respectfully addressed him as young hero. Everyone from the Flame Gate and Carefree sect was still shaken. They all knew Qin Fen's identity, but none of them dared to say anything. Ah! I remember now. That young hero is Qin Feng. Qin Feng, the Green Dragon of China. A cry of surprise came from the crowd. Finally, someone remembered. The scene suddenly fell silent for more than 10 seconds. Then, it was like a surging tide of discussion. Holy shit, he is Qin Feng. Rumor has it that he has another identity. He is the mysterious senior green wolf of the outer martial arts circle? That's right, it's him. The two martial arts disturbances in the outer martial arts circle were caused by young hero Qin Feng. At that time, he appeared as Green Wolf. I even witnessed the martial arts disturbances with the Great Elder. Senior Green Wolf defeated many martial arts sects by himself, tisk tsk. Interesting. This martial arts circle convention is really interesting. Previously, people didn't think Qin Feng would win because he had no identity. No matter how powerful he was just an insignificant character in the face of a hidden sect like the Starlight sect. But now, Qin Feng's background had been dug out. This was the Green Dragon of China. Some people also said that Qin Feng had established the Hero Alliance. Not long ago, outside of Devil Beast Mountain, a true Qi stage expert and several Stage 9 Inner Qi experts appeared in Hero City. They directly killed the famous sect leader of the herbal faction, Bai Yufei. When all these rumors piled up, Qin Feng's strength completely shocked everyone. In the eyes of the outer hidden sects, Qin Feng had become a godlike existence that couldn't be provoked. Zhang Tiandao of the Wu-Tang sect was so scared that his heart was in a mess. He already regretted offending Qin Feng. Master, how are you? Why don't I take you out of Devil City and go to the hospital? Shaoli ran all the way and brought Qin Feng to the depths of Devil City. Not long ago, Qin Feng killed the Ghostface Evil King in this area. After that, there was a big fire that burned the houses here. Qin Feng and Shaoli were hiding in one of the houses. There's no need to leave. We cultivators have to take care of our own injuries. What's the point of going to the hospital? Qin Feng had been adjusting his breath on the way here. Now, he could barely speak and move. However, Shaoli was still worried to death. He sat on the ground and hugged Qin Feng. Qin Feng had used up all of his energy in the battle just then, and he just wanted to sleep. With a thought, he released Ouyang Feng and had him stand guard 100 meters away. Shaoli, I'm going to sleep. Help me look after me. Qin Feng swallowed a qi-strengthening pill and collapsed. Shaoli quickly hugged Qin Feng and let him lie on his lap. Then, he stared at Qin Feng's handsome and resolute face. He was lost in thought. This battle completely made Qin Feng famous. The topic of discussion in Devil City revolved around Qin Feng. The major sects of the outer martial arts circle originally came to fight for the position of the martial arts circle master. However, after watching today's battle, they had already lost confidence in the martial arts circle master. Instead, they looked forward to Qin Feng sweeping away thousands of enemies and becoming the new martial arts circle master. It had been hundreds of years since the martial arts circle convention started. However, every time the martial arts circle master was replaced by the inner hidden 5 hegemons. This caused the strength of the outer hidden sects to become weaker and weaker, while the number of experts of the inner hidden sects increased. If Qin Feng could break this rule and lead the outer hidden sects to seize the position of the martial arts circle master, then he would focus on developing the outer hidden sects. Perhaps this situation would be broken again. Qin Feng didn't know that this battle had brought so many changes. He was lying in Shaoli's arms and sleeping soundly. At this time, Ling Daozi was also lying in a room of the Sichuan restaurant. Ling Fei sat beside Ling Daozi and continuously circulated his qi to help Ling Daozi recover. Cough cough. Ling Daozi suddenly woke up with a start. As soon as he woke up, he vomited a large mouthful of black blood. This mouthful of black blood happened to spit on Ling Fei's chest. The stench made Ling Fei almost vomit. However, facing Ling Daozi, Ling Fei didn't dare to show this kind of disgust. He hurriedly supported Ling Daozi. "Senior brother, you're awake." Ling Daozi's deep eyes looked around. After he clearly saw his surroundings, he knew that he had been rescued. When he thought about how he had been beaten up by Qin Feng not long ago, a sinister cold light flashed in Ling Daozi's eyes. "Where's that brat? Is he dead?" Ling Daozi asked in a low voice. "Eldest senior brother, that bastard didn't die. He was taken away by his subordinates." Ling Daozi spat a mouthful of blood on the ground and said through gritted teeth, "That brat really got off lightly. Why didn't you kill him with your sword? He was already seriously injured by me. He didn't even have the strength to fight back." At that time, Qin Feng was indeed seriously injured. Not to mention Ling Fei, even if rookies like Qin Hai and Hua Xiong attacked, Qin Feng wouldn't be able to block them. However, that battle was too intense. No one thought about these things. They were too afraid of Qin Feng. They didn't even dare to think about taking the opportunity to kill Qin Feng. Ling Fei only remembered this after he returned. He regretted it so much that his intestines turned green. "Eldest senior brother, you were unconscious at that time. I was afraid that the brat had accomplices. I only wanted to help eldest senior brother settle down first, but I forgot to chase after that bastard." Ling Daozi nodded. It was a good thing that Qin Feng didn't die because Ling Daozi was completely enraged. He wanted to kill Qin Feng with his own hands. I really didn't expect that brat at the early stage of stage 9 inner chi to be able to fight against me. What's his background? Although Ling Daozi hated Qin Feng to the core, he also clearly saw Qin Feng's strength after this battle. He no longer looked down on Qin Feng like before. Regarding Qin Feng's identity, it had already spread like wildfire in the Sichuan restaurant. Ling Fei revealed a troubled expression and said, "Eldest senior brother, that guy is actually China's Azure Dragon, Qin Feng." A glint flashed in Ling Daozi's eyes, but it quickly dissipated. He snorted coldly and said, "TSK. China's 9 dragons are nothing. I just don't care about that title. Otherwise, even if it was a one-on-one duel, I wouldn't lose to any of the 9 dragons." Although he said this, Ling Daozi was still somewhat shocked. Although he wasn't afraid of China's 9 dragons, he was shocked by Qin Feng's age. Qin Feng was only in his early 20s, but he had actually become China's Azure Dragon. His strength was also comparable to the peak of stage 9 inner chi. Even when Ling Daozi was young, he couldn't reach Qin Feng's current level. Eldest senior brother, he has another identity. He's the great hero Green Wolf that has been spreading like wildfire in the outer martial arts world. Great hero Green Wolf. So it's this brat. Ling Daozi suddenly sat up straight. This news shocked him even more than China's Azure Dragon. This was because most of the people in the secular world worshipped the Azure Dragon, but the people in the outer martial arts world worshipped the Azure Wolf even more. This was because the areas of activity of these two identities were different. There was always some distance between the secular world and the outer martial arts world. Ling Daozi suddenly fell silent and only spoke after a long while, "Quickly report to the sect and ask the great elders to come out." Ling Fei was stunned. He didn't expect that Ling Daozi would ask the great elders to come out. Originally, this year's martial arts circle convention was hosted by Ling Daozi. He was an expert at the peak of stage 9 inner chi. In the outer martial arts world, he was considered a powerhouse. Moreover, the participants of the martial arts circle convention were limited to below the age of 35. Chapter 10:17. 3 days passed in the blink of an eye. Qin Fen and Xiao Li stayed in the abandoned villa to recuperate. Qin Fen's name spread throughout the martial arts world in these 3 days. After that battle, Qin Fen and Ling Daozi did not show up again. The martial arts disciples in Devil City were guessing their whereabouts. Seeing that the martial arts circle convention was approaching, everyone's heart was filled with anticipation and impatience. "Xiao Li, continue to practice. I'm going out for a while." After 3 days of recuperation, Qin Fen's injuries were mostly healed. This was all thanks to the miraculous elixirs he had on him. Xiao Li quickly stopped practicing and stood up. "Master, your injuries are not healed yet. Where are you going?" "Xiao Li will accompany you." Xiao Li's cold and elegant face was filled with worry. She had taken good care of Qin Fen for the past 3 days. Qin Fen's feelings for Xiao Li had deepened. Qin Fen patted Xiao Li's shoulder and smiled. "Don't worry. I'll be back in a while. Stay here and wait for me. Don't go anywhere." Although she was still worried, Xiao Li did not dare to disobey Qin Fen. She threw herself into Qin Fen's arms and hugged him. Xiao Li shyly retreated to the side. "Be careful, master. Xiao Li will wait here for master's return." Qin Fen looked at Xiao Li's reluctant expression. He nodded and disappeared into the night. According to Zhang Biao, tonight was the first day of the martial arts circle convention. The reason why Qin Fen came out with his injuries was to attend the convention. After the battle with Ling Daozi 3 days ago, Qin Fen realized that his strength was still too weak in the martial arts world. Especially in the eyes of the hidden sects, Qin Fen was nothing. Seeing that the martial arts circle convention was approaching, and the battle between Qin Fen and the Divine Dragon King was nearing, Qin Fen had to go to the convention to see if he could find a Saint Soul Stone. If he could forge a cosmic flying sword, Qin Fen's strength would skyrocket. Although the sky had already turned completely dark, the restaurant in Sichuan was still brightly lit. Tonight's treasure inspection conference would be held in this restaurant. All the martial artists who stayed in the restaurant and the unfinished houses outside had come. This kind of treasure inspection conference, which was held once every 5 years, was very attractive. Many powerful treasures would appear in the conference. Qin Feng was already standing in front of the Chuanzhong restaurant. At this time, there were 2 long lines at the entrance. The Chuanzhong restaurant was surging with people. Just looking at the array was enough to shock people. Hey, don't cut the queue. Qin Feng followed the rules and started to line up. After a short while, a tall and strong man suddenly squeezed in front of him. The brawny man glanced at Qin Feng as if he didn't see him. He waved to the side and said, "Brothers, come here. There are seats here." All of a sudden, another 5 strong men appeared. 6 of them stood in front of Qin Feng. The people standing behind Qin Feng were unhappy when they saw this scene. However, judging from the rough cowhide clothes of the 6 strong men, they were obviously from the Ox Village in the outer martial arts world. The Ox Village was considered a medium-sized sect in the outer martial arts world. No one wanted to cause trouble with the Ox Village over such a small matter. The others didn't dare to stand up and say anything, but Qin Feng wouldn't let the people of the Ox Village get away with it. After Qin Feng came out tonight, he had already restored his appearance as Jing Shui. However, this appearance was also a layer of vital qi that Divine Dragon had placed on Qin Feng's face. Now that Qin Feng's injuries had not healed, it was not good for him to participate in the treasure inspection convention with Qin Feng's appearance. If the people from the Starlight sect called for help, it would be really difficult for Qin Feng to deal with them. I'll say it for the last time. Get to the back and line up. Qin Feng said in a deep voice. The 6 people from the Ox Village looked at Qin Feng. The brawny man who took the lead to cut the queue had a cold expression. He snarled at Qin Feng with his porcelain teeth, "You ugly monster, so what if I want to stand in front of you? If you dare to talk nonsense again, I'll blow your head off with one punch." Qin Feng had changed his appearance, so the people from the Ox Village didn't recognize him at all. If they knew that the man in front of them was actually Qin Feng, who had recently gone viral, the people from the Ox Village would definitely be scared out of their wits. Slap! Qin Feng suddenly raised his hand and slapped. His speed was as fast as lightning. Before the leader of the Ox Village could react, he had already flown more than 10 meters away and was lying on the street. The remaining 5 people were stunned. They looked at the Black Bull brother who had fainted from the fall and then looked at the ugly man beside him. In the end, they all ran away in fear. With Qin Feng's move, the other sects who wanted to cut the queue all gave up on this idea. The queue quickly calmed down. Compared to tonight's treasure inspection convention, Qin Feng's act of slapping the Black Bull village wasn't attractive at all. "Please show me your sect's token." After waiting for nearly half an hour, it was finally Qin Feng's turn. Just when Qin Feng was about to enter, he was stopped by the 4 guards at the door. "What token?" Qin Feng asked doubtfully. The 2 guards standing in front of him looked at Qin Feng with disdain. One of them complained, "Brat, is this your first time participating in the martial arts circle convention? If you want to enter the treasure inspection convention, you have to show your sect's token." There are countless treasures on display at tonight's treasure inspection convention. If you lose something, it'll be easy to find out who's responsible later. After the guard explained, Qin Feng understood in his heart. However, Qin Feng didn't have a sex token. The Heroes Alliance he established wasn't registered in the outer martial arts circle, so even though the Heroes Alliance was famous, it wasn't actually an official sect in the outer martial arts circle. Hey! Brat, are you from the outer martial arts circle or not? If you haven't joined a sect, don't waste time here. Hurry up and leave. Qin Feng was thinking of a way to enter the treasure inspection convention when the man behind him shouted impatiently. Qin Feng turned around and looked at the man. From the way he was dressed, he could tell that he was a disciple of the Wudong sect. The man was holding a sect token in his hand. The token was circular, and there were all kinds of sword patterns engraved on it. In the center of the token, there were 2 words, Wudong. Oh, it's indeed my first time here. So you need a sect token. Of course I have one. After Qin Feng saw the Wudong token in the man's hand, he immediately spent 100 hedonist points to buy a replica from the system. He took out the token and showed it to the guard. The guard waved his hand and said, "All right, you may go in." Qin Feng smoothly entered the Sichuan restaurant. At this time, the hall on the first floor was filled with martial artists from all walks of life. They formed a few small circles, exchanging cultivation experiences and the matters of tonight's treasure inspection convention. Qin Feng scanned the crowd and quickly saw Dongfang Qingxue and Zhang Biao. The people from the 2 sects were also gathered together. Hu Xiong of the 10,000 Mountains and Qing Yuan of the Azure Moon Observatory were exchanging information. Qin Feng looked around a few more times, but he still didn't see Su Ruoro in the crowd. He sighed slightly and walked towards Dongfang Qingxue. "Ah! Why, you're the superstar Jingxue!" Dongfang Qingxue exclaimed as soon as Qin Feng walked over. Qin Feng was speechless. He didn't think that his reputation as Jingxue had spread to Dongfang Qingxue's ears. The martial artists around Dongfang Qingxue glanced at them. They thought something had happened. But when they heard that Qin Feng was a superstar, they lost interest and turned back to talk about their own topics. In the secular world, Jingxue's fame spread far and wide. However, no one in the outer martial world chased after celebrities. Everyone was focused on how to break through and become stronger as soon as possible. Who had the time to chase after celebrities and dramas like those teenagers? In the entire hall, perhaps only Dongfang Qingxue knew Jingxue. After all, Dongfang Qingxue usually lived in the provincial capital. Ahem. Beautiful lady, you are. Qin Feng pretended to see Dongfang Qingxue for the first time. Dongfang Qingxue also realized that she was too emotional. This was the outer martial world, not the metropolis. Hee hee. I'm just a little fan of yours. Don't mind me. Oh right, I still have something to do. Help yourself. Dongfang Qingxue was also surprised to see Jingxue in this kind of situation. But after she regained her composure, she became as cold as usual. Dongfang Qingxue still hadn't heard anything about Qin Feng. How could she be in the mood to talk to other men? Beautiful lady, since you're my fan, let's have a drink and have a chat. Qin Feng took the initiative to pester Dongfang Qingxue. Before Dongfang Qingxue could refuse, a tall and sturdy figure suddenly crossed over and glared at Qin Feng fiercely. "Stinking brat, I don't care who you are, but don't pester my sister-in-law. Get lost." The person who came was Zhang Biao. Qin Feng was intoxicated when he saw Zhang Biao threatening him. Hee hee. Brother, I don't mean anything else. It's just that I don't know much about tonight's treasure inspection convention. It just so happens that this lady knows me, so I wanted to ask her about it. Qin Feng smiled. That's all. Then you can ask me. Zhang Biao's expression was still cold. He obviously didn't believe Qin Feng's excuse. Ever since Qin Feng disappeared 3 days ago, Zhang Biao had been in charge of protecting Dongfang Qingshui. Due to Dongfang Qingshui's outstanding beauty, Zhang Biao had chased away who knew how many people with ill intentions. Now, he felt that every man was a bad guy. Therefore, he was very vigilant towards Qin Feng. Qin Feng was speechless, but on the surface, he smiled and said, "That's fine." Then brother, do you know when tonight's treasure inspection convention will start? What's the procedure and format of the treasure inspection convention? It'll officially start in half an hour. Tonight's treasure inspection convention will have 3 segments. The first segment is the free exchange, the second is the exhibition, and the third is the auction. Zhang Biao still felt that Qin Feng was here to flirt with Dongfang Qingshui. Asking questions about the treasure inspection convention was just a cover. You're already here, so how could you not know the procedure in time? In Zhang Biao's eyes, this kind of lying ability was too low level. Are the items in the exhibition segment the treasures that will be auctioned in the third segment? Qin Feng asked. Zhang Biao was slightly astonished. He thought Qin Feng was looking for an excuse to flirt with Dongfang Qingshui. Why did this brat start asking about the details of the treasure inspection convention? Not all of them will be auctioned. Some of the treasures are the most precious treasures of the large sections. They're just used to show off, so they won't be auctioned. There are also some treasures that the disciples of the sects obtained by chance. They're not sure of their value, so they'll be placed in the exhibition. Sanjiang. Chapter 10:18. Qin Feng asked some questions about the details of the treasure inspection convention. After he had a general understanding of the convention, he took a glass of red wine and went to a corner to wait for the convention to begin. Zhang Biao was dumbfounded. He was completely confused by Qin Feng. Did this guy really come to inquire about the treasure appraisal conference? Even Dongfang Qingshui was a bit puzzled. With her looks, she stood out like a crane among chickens. At first, Dongfang Qingshui regretted greeting Jing Shui. She was afraid that Jing Shui would misunderstand and keep pestering her. In the end, when she saw Jing Shui and Zhang Biao chatting for a while, Dongfang Qingshui felt a little neglected. Quite a few people in the crowd secretly peeked at Dongfang Qingshui, making her feel very uncomfortable. After a while, Dongfang Qingshui also took a glass of red wine and sat down at Qin Feng's table. Mr. Jing Shui, as a member of China's entertainment industry, why are you here? Dongfang Qingshui was confused. Qin Feng calmly glanced at Dongfang Qingshui. He actually didn't want this woman to find him now because Dongfang Qingshui was too dazzling. This would cause everyone to notice Qin Feng's existence. Now that Qin Feng appeared as Jing Shui, he was worried that others would see through him. This beauty, I don't think we know each other very well. Why don't you find someone else to chat with? Qin Feng found out about the treasure inspection convention from Zhang Biao, so he didn't need to ask Dongfang Qingshui anymore. Dongfang Qingshui's wine cup suddenly stopped, and she even forgot to take a sip. Why you want me to leave? Dongfang Qingshui looked at Qin Feng in astonishment. Yeah. I want some peace and quiet. You should find someone else to play with. Qin Feng's expression was calm. Dongfang Qingshui was so angry that her lungs were about to explode. She realized that she seemed to have been bewitched. As long as she took the initiative to hit on a guy, he would ignore her. Qin Feng was like that, and this extremely ugly Jing Shui was like that as well. Humph. Superstar Jing Shui sure is arrogant. You still don't know who I am. I'm the Dongfang family's precious daughter, Dongfang Qing. Dongfang Qing spoiled young mistemper flared up, and she glared at Qin Feng with a tsundere expression. Qin Feng laughed inwardly. Since there were still 10 or so minutes until the treasure inspection conference started, he might as well tease this tsundere young miss. Oh. So it turns out that this beauty is the daughter of the Dongfang family. But what does this have to do with me? Are you showing off? How vulgar. The first half of Qin Feng's words made Dongfang Qing feel a bit pleased. She raised her head, puffed out her chest, and displayed a tsundere expression. The second half of Qin Feng's words instantly made her so angry that she almost splashed the glass of red wine in her hand on Qin Feng. You really don't know what's good for you. Dongfang Qing held it in for a long time and didn't know how to refute Qin Feng. Qin Feng smiled calmly. You don't know what's good for you. Then, according to Miss Qing, I should curry favor with you and please you. It would be best if I could get a room at night to satisfy you. This is tactful, right? The waves on Dongfang Qing's chest rose and fell. Qin Feng was worried that they would suddenly explode. Whoosh! A glass of wine splashed over. Qin Feng was prepared and nimbly dodged it. At the same time, he complained in his heart that this Dongfang Qing was too spoiled. This was a place where the elites of the outer world gathered. If Dongfang Qing splashed wine on someone else, who knew what kind of trouble she would cause? Miss Qing, this isn't very good. Qin Feng grabbed Dongfang Qing's white wrist and purposely touched it. Dongfang Qing jumped in fright. She grabbed Qin Feng's glass of wine from the table and was about to splash it again. Qin Feng waved his hand and the wine glass instantly landed in his hand. Qin Feng grabbed Dongfang Qing with one hand and held the wine glass with the other, carefully tasting the red wine. This scene made Dongfang Qing fuming with anger. Bastard, let go of me. I can let go, but don't pester me anymore. I don't like you. Qin Feng smiled evilly. Wei, you're crazy, right? Who's interested in you? You're flattering yourself. Dongfang Qing was about to die from anger. She suddenly felt that Jing Shui was as shameless as Qin Feng. Qin Feng let go and said with a smile, then who sat across from me? Who insisted on talking to me? Dongfang Qing immediately choked. What Qin Feng said was the truth. She had no way to quibble. Humph. Just you wait, if my fiancé comes back, he'll take care of you. Dongfang Qing suddenly thought of Qin Feng. She knew that if Qin Feng was here, he would definitely stand up for her. You still have a fiancé? Where is he? Don't tell me he's been beaten to death. Dongfang Qing had been worried about Qin Feng for the past 3 days. When she heard Jing Shui's words, she exploded. She swung her fist and pounced at Qin Feng. Shut up, I'll kill you. Rumble. In any case, Dongfang Qing was a stage 4 inner chi martial artist. Her elegant fists carried a gust of wind. However, in front of Qin Feng, this move was just a flowery but impractical move. Qin Feng gently pulled Dongfang Qing into his arms. A fragrant softness rippled in his arms. Qin Feng couldn't help but caress it. This scared Dongfang Qing into a daze in Qin Feng's arms and she didn't dare to move. In the noisy hall, this little bit of movement was nothing. However, Dongfang Qing was the focus of all the men, so many people saw this scene. The hall was in an uproar. Many people tried to strike up a conversation with Dongfang Qing, but they were all coldly reprimanded by Dongfang Qing. Some of them didn't even have the chance to speak to Dongfang Qing before they were stopped by Zhang Biao. However, Dongfang Qingxue was lying in the arms of an extremely ugly man. Everyone lamented in their hearts. What kind of taste did the beauties nowadays have? Why you dare touch me? I'll annihilate your entire family. Dongfang Qingxue was a tsundere. She was the precious granddaughter of China's crimson dragon, Dongfang Mingwang. Ever since she got engaged to Qin Feng, Dongfang Qingxue cared a lot about her body. How could she tolerate being hugged by an outsider? This completely crossed Dongfang Qingxue's bottom line. Qin Feng originally wanted to tease this missy, but he didn't think he would go too far. When he saw Dongfang Qingxue was ready to fight him to the death, Zhang Biao rushed over with the people from the Thousandfold Sect and the Blue Moon Observatory. Qin Feng quickly blew hot air into Dongfang Qingxue's ear. My tsundere fiancé, stop messing around. I'm Qin Feng. I've changed my identity to attend the treasure appraisal conference tonight. Don't make trouble for me, or else I'll really die. Dongfang Qingxue's delicate body suddenly stopped. Her clear-as-water eyes stared at Qin Feng. Why, you're lying. You have to prove it. Prove my ass. Not long ago, we were arranged by that old geezer to attend the Martial Circle conference together at the Dongfang Garden. He even asked me to protect you. How am I supposed to prove it? Qin Feng angrily glared at Dongfang Qingxue and even pinched her perky butt. Dongfang Qingxue's face and ears flushed red, but she didn't blame Qin Feng. Because Qin Feng suddenly disappeared 3 days ago, Dongfang Qingxue was extremely worried. Now that she found out Qin Feng didn't die, Dongfang Qingxue's heart was indescribably excited. Why, you're finished. You dared to call Grandpa an old geezer. I'm going to make a phone call and complain. The originally cold and arrogant heiress was now acting like a spoiled little girl in Qin Feng's arms. Her enchanting appearance stunned Qin Feng for a moment. Stinking brat, you dare to hug sister-in-law. I'll kill you. Zhang Biao had already rushed over. His entire body was like a moving mountain, and he swung his fist towards Qin Feng's head. Dongfang Qingxue was so scared that her beautiful face paled. However, in the next second, she saw Qin Feng raise his hand and grab Zhang Biao's wrist. Zhang Biao's iron fist seemed to be caught in a vice and couldn't move forward at all. Damn black bear, what are you doing? Who told you to attack? Dongfang Qingxue angrily glared at Zhang Biao. Zhang Biao stared blankly, dumbfounded by the scolding. Sister-in-law. That bastard hugged you. After Zhang Biao regained his senses, he said to Dongfang Qingxue. At this time, Qin Feng still had one arm around Dongfang Qingxue. Dongfang Qingxue didn't struggle or resist. Instead, she stared at Zhang Biao with a smug expression. Nonsense, if he didn't hug me, would you hug me? Zhang Biao was so scared that his entire body trembled. Sister-in-law, don't speak nonsense. If young Master Qin hears this, his life will be shortened. Sister-in-law, aren't you with young Master Qin? How could you mess around with another man? Zhang Biao was a bit angry. He felt that Dongfang Qingxue was too frivolous. However, Dongfang Qingxue was young Master Qin's woman, so he couldn't say it out loud. It's my freedom to be with whomever I want. What's your business? Dongfang Qingxue became unreasonable. She was usually this willful. Zhang Biao was rendered speechless by Dongfang Qingxue. When Chen Hai saw that junior sister Qingxue chose an ugly freak over him, he was extremely angry. Sect leader Qin Yuan and the two senior sisters looked at Dongfang Qingxue in astonishment. In their minds, though Dongfang Qingxue was a bit willful, she was a woman who was loyal to her master. Why would she do such a thing? Qingxue, there are so many people in the hall. It's best to be careful. Qin Yuan vaguely reminded her. Dongfang Qing Shui was very respectful to sect leader Qin Yuan. She immediately shyly came out of Qin Feng's embrace. Sect leader Qin Yuan, this disciple knows her mistake. It's fine. Let's go to the side. The treasure appraisal conference is about to begin. There will be too many people, so don't get separated. Sect leader Qin Yuan had already left with the two female disciples. Chen Hai and Zhang Biao glared at Qin Feng and left unwillingly. You should go too. It'll be more convenient for me to move around alone. Your appearance is outstanding, so people will look at you wherever you go, Qin Feng said softly to Dongfang Qing Shui. Dongfang Qing Shui was a bit excited to be praised for her appearance. However, her expression turned cold. Then I'll go first. Be careful. There were still 5 minutes before the treasure appraisal conference began. On the second floor of the hotel, a few people stood by the staircase and watched the situation below. Everyone wore white robes, but the elder in the middle wore a gray robe. His status was immediately highlighted. Ling Daozi, do you see the person you're fighting with? The gray-robed elder's voice was deep. Ling Daozi stood beside the elder. His status was obviously a few levels lower than the elder's. He had already looked through the crowd several times, but he didn't see Qin Feng. 3 days ago, Ling Daozi had asked Ling Fei to notify the Starlight sect and have the sect's elders come out to oversee the martial arts circle convention. The result was out of Ling Daozi's expectation. This time, not only did the sect send 2 great elders, even the vice sect leader Ling Tianhai came. It was the gray-robed elder. Sanjiang. Chapter 1019. The gray-robed elder was the vice sect master of Stellar Sect, Ling Tianhai. Even Ling Daozi couldn't see through his profound cultivation. Beside Ling Tianhai stood 2 white-robed people, one male and one female. The male was called Ling Yangzi, and the female was called Ling Shuegu. They were both great elders of Stellar Sect. After Ling Fei informed the sect, Ling Tianhai and the 2 great elders of Stellar Sect came out. The 2 great elders were experts at the peak of Stage 9 Inner Qi. Including Ling Daozi, there were a total of 3 experts at the peak of Stage 9 Inner Qi. This kind of lineup was powerful enough. Sect Master Tianhai, I'm afraid that Brat has already run away. He's not in this hall. Ling Daozi angrily complained after looking through the crowd. 3 days ago, Ling Daozi was severely injured by Qin Feng. This matter had completely disgraced him. Now, the elders and vice sect master of Stellar Sect had come to suppress Qin Feng, but they couldn't find Qin Feng's shadow. Ling Daozi felt aggrieved just thinking about this matter. The 2 elders didn't say anything. The vice sect master, Ling Tianhai, stood with his hands behind his back. His old eyes shone brilliantly, and there was not a trace of turbidity in them. Ling Daozi, do you see that scar-faced man? Ling Tianhai suddenly asked. Ling Daozi and the 2 elders were a little puzzled. They didn't know why sect master Tianhai was concerned about the scar-faced man at this time. However, the 3 of them looked toward the hall and quickly found Qin Feng. Sect master Tianhai, is that the ugly man sitting in the corner drinking wine? Yun Tianhai nodded lightly. That face is not his original appearance. His scar-faced face is a layer of true energy formation. Only those who have broken through to the true energy stage can see through the essence of his appearance. Ling Tianhai's words hit the nail on the head, startling Ling Daozi and the other 2. Although there were many experts in the outer martial arts world, there were very few who could step into the true energy stage. That Jing Shuai's appearance was really ugly and ordinary. Ling Daozi and the other 2 never imagined that this face was actually a true energy formation. This meant that this man was definitely an expert of the true energy stage. Ling Daozi suddenly had a bad premonition and hurriedly asked, Sect Master Tianhai, what was that guy's original appearance like? Ling Tianhai's expression was as calm as ever, as if he was a deep ocean without a single ripple. It was a young lad in his early 20s. His appearance was decent and he had an imposing appearance. Ling Tianhai's words made Ling Daozi even more nervous. He found that his guess seemed to have been confirmed. Tianhai sect leader, that scar-faced man is Qin Feng. He's actually a true Qi stage expert? How is this possible? Ling Daozi found it hard to accept this fact. How old was Qin Feng? He was only in his early 20s, yet he had already stepped into the true Qi stage. There had never been such a martial arts prodigy in the entire Hua Xia ancient martial arts world. The expressions of the two elders also changed. Even Ling Tianhai was slightly moved. It seems that we still underestimated this kid. According to the investigation of the Starlight sect, Qin Feng was originally a hedonistic young master without the strength to truss a chicken. But in this half a year, he suddenly rose and became the green dragon of Hua Xia. Even you couldn't kill him, this person must have a huge secret. Perhaps he accidentally obtained a heaven-defying divine weapon, or a peerless skill. Let's not make a move for the time being. Once tonight's treasure convention is over, we'll capture him and interrogate him. Ling Tianhai already had a plan. Ling Daozi and the other two naturally listened to the vice sect leader. Among the four of them, 3 were at the peak of stage 9 inner Qi. Ling Tianhai's strength was even more unfathomable. So what if Qin Feng was a true Qi stage expert? They were confident that they could capture Qin Feng. Heroes of the outer martial arts world, please be quiet. I now announce that tonight's treasure convention officially begins. The treasure convention was held by the sect of the previous martial arts world alliance master. When Ling Tianhai and the others had decided on a plan, Ling Daozi was already standing on the second floor and began to shout. Hearing this, everyone quieted down and raised their heads to look at the second floor. Only Ling Daozi and the 6 disciples of the Starlight sect were left standing on the second floor. Ling Tianhai and the 2 elders were nowhere to be seen. It's starting. The treasure convention is finally starting. Is that Senior Ling Daozi of the Starlight sect? He was the previous martial arts world alliance master. Tisk. Ling Daozi can't hold on anymore. Didn't you hear? 3 days ago, the green dragon of Hua Xia, Qin Feng, fought with Ling Daozi. At such a young age, he seriously injured Ling Daozi. This time, the martial arts world alliance master must be Qin Feng. Gradually, the hall was filled with discussions. These voices clearly fell into Ling Daozi's ears. When he heard the voices discussing him and Qin Feng, Ling Daozi was so angry that his lungs almost exploded. However, Ling Daozi quickly calmed down. When he thought that tonight's treasure convention would be the day of Qin Feng's death, he instantly felt extremely carefree. After letting the people below discuss for a while, Ling Daozi said with a smile, "Everyone, our treasure convention is held once every 5 years. Every time, a variety of rare treasures will appear. I believe that everyone has been looking forward to tonight's convention. Let's proceed according to the usual procedures. First, we will have an exchange session. Half an hour later, we will have an exhibition. Finally, tonight's auction. I hope that everyone can take out whatever treasures they have for everyone to see. Tonight's treasure convention will be held by the Starlight sect. Therefore, everyone can exchange their treasures without worry. The Starlight sect can guarantee the safety of everyone and the safety of their treasures. If anyone causes trouble or steals, the Starlight sect will not let them off lightly. They will be killed on the spot." Ling Daozi looked down at the crowd, his body emitting the aura of a king. This was the outer martial arts world. Everything was done with fists. There were not many restrictions and rules. Killing people was just a matter of a blink of an eye. No one dared to object to Ling Daozi's arrogance. This was because the Treasure Convention existed together with the Martial Arts Circle Convention. The rules of every martial arts circle convention were the same. It was not that the Starlight sect was forcefully suppressing them this year. As Ling Daozi's voice fell, tonight's Treasure Convention officially began. The hall on the first floor was completely in an uproar. All kinds of martial arts heroes gathered together to exchange some treasures and cultivation experiences. Protector Hua, did your Wanchong Mountain really bring a treasure this time? Let me see it quickly. The elders of the Carefree sect gathered around Wanchong Mountain with a smile. Hua Xiong took out an exquisite jade bottle in front of everyone. As soon as he opened the bottle cap, a medicinal fragrance floated out. Those in the crowd who knew what it was immediately exclaimed, "Fuck. This is the smell of a grade 6 advancement pill. I wonder which brother has brought a grade 6 advancement pill. I am a disciple of the Quick Blade sect. I am willing to spend a lot of money to buy this pill." From time to time, exclamations could be heard from the crowd. Everyone took out their treasures. In fact, the exchange meeting and the exhibition were basically continuous. During the exchange meeting, everyone could not wait to take out their treasures and exchange them with each other. This kind of large-scale exchange was very helpful to every sect in the outer martial arts world. Some disciples might have a panacea in their hands, but this panacea was useless to them at the moment. Therefore, they could find disciples from other sects who had spiritual weapons, and then the two of them could exchange treasures to reach the point where they both needed it. Qin Feng was still sitting in the corner and sipping his red wine. Obviously, he was not interested in the treasures these disciples of the outer martial arts world took out. Qin Feng's spiritual weapons had all been raised to the grade of blue in the treasure pavilion. He also had a purple grade bloodthirsty blade and purple thunder wild robe. The spiritual weapons taken out in the exhibition meeting were at most blue grade. As for purple grade spiritual weapons, even if these people really had them, they would definitely keep them for their own use. Why would they take them out and sell them to others? As for elixirs, Qin Feng was even more disdainful. A few months ago, Qin Feng had already broken through to the realm of a grade 6 alchemist. If he wanted elixirs, he could refine them at any time through the system's alchemy pavilion. In the exhibition meeting, only Hua Xiong took out a grade 6 advancement pill. Most of the others took out grade 4 spiritual pills. In the exchange meeting, some people took out treasures such as cultivation methods and martial techniques. In the ancient martial arts world of China, cultivation methods and martial techniques were also divided into different levels. From heaven, earth, black, and yellow, the lower the level, the lower the level. This was because cultivation methods were an important pillar to support the development of a sect. A high-level cultivation method could develop over time and create a powerful sect. Therefore, cultivation methods and martial techniques were very rare in China. They were even rarer than elixirs and spiritual weapons. Most of these people took out some martial techniques, and they were even the lowest grade of yellow-grade martial techniques. Qin Feng's wind blade martial technique was an earth-grade martial technique. How could he be interested in these people's items? The entire hall on the first floor was bustling like a wet market. Everyone was exchanging their treasures with each other, trying to find treasures that they wanted. Only Qin Feng sat alone in the corner, not paying attention to the outside world. It was as if he didn't belong here. Hey! Why don't you go talk to the others? Don't tell me you don't have any treasures. A delicate rebuke sounded beside Qin Feng's ear. In the next second, Dongfang Qing Shui sat opposite him with a tsundere expression. Qin Feng smiled faintly and looked down. Of course I have treasures. Do you want to find a place with no one around to show them to you? Dongfang Qingxue didn't react. She pouted and said, why do you want to show them to a place with no one around? Is your treasure very powerful? Are you afraid of being robbed? Qin Feng's smile became even wider. He felt that teasing Dongfang Qingxue was quite fun. My treasure is quite big. If I show it in a public place like this, I'm afraid I'll scare everyone and attract jealousy. Dongfang Qingxue's starry black eyes darted back and forth. A trace of doubt appeared on her face. She already felt that something wasn't quite right. It seemed that the treasure Qin Feng mentioned was different from what she said. Fuck. You perverted bastard, what nonsense are you talking about? If you spout nonsense again, I'll call Grandpa. Dongfang Qingxue looked at Qin Feng's lower body and suddenly came to her senses. Qin Feng was amused by Dongfang Qingxue's angry expression. He laughed, you want to call Elder Dongfang and sue me? Then go ahead and call him. Let him know my masculinity. He'll definitely be more at ease to let you be with me. Chapter 1020. Oh right, Qingxue, you've been staying at Chuanzhong restaurant for the past 3 days. Did you receive any news about Star Sect? Dongfang Qingxue snorted when Qin Feng started talking about serious matters. Humph. So what if I did? I'm not going to tell you. I'll piss you off. The corner of Qin Feng's mouth twitched. He was frightened by Dongfang Qingxue's angry look. When he first met Dongfang Qingxue, she was very cold and arrogant. She didn't even want to talk to you. He didn't know how she suddenly became like this. Dongfang Qingxue immediately sat up straight when she saw Qin Feng's surprised expression. She realized that she had lost her composure. Forget it if you don't want to tell me. I'll ask someone else later. Qin Feng said with a pout. Dongfang Qingxue had been paying attention to Star Sect's news for the past 3 days. Because Star Sect offended Qin Feng, Dongfang Qingxue hated this sect. However, as a proud young lady, how could she take the initiative to tell Qin Feng about these things? Qin Feng had to beg her before she could tell him. You really want to know about Star Sect, right? Then beg me. If I'm in a good mood, I'll tell you. Dongfang Qingxue squinted at Qin Feng and said. Almost all the books you want to read are available. It's much more stable and updated faster than normal websites. All text and no advertisements. How could Qin Feng not see through Dongfang Qingxue's thoughts? He purposely kept her in suspense. Since Miss Qingxue doesn't want to tell me, how can I force you? I'll ask someone else. Dongfang Qingxue was anxious when she saw that Qin Feng wasn't anxious at all. She wanted to tell Qin Feng about Star Sect. If Qin Feng asked someone else, then Dongfang Qingxue would be wasting her time. Who are you asking? You're so ugly now, so it's best if you don't walk around. What if you scare people? Dongfang Qingxue glared at Qin Feng angrily. Qin Feng almost fainted from anger. Big Miss Qingxue, how can you talk about someone's appearance like that? I'm your fiancé, after all. It was rare for Dongfang Qingxue to anger Qin Feng, so she felt a little proud of herself. She didn't argue with Qin Feng anymore and went straight to the point. Ugly, you better be careful. I heard that 2 great elders came to the Stellar School. They might have been called over by Ling Daozi to take revenge on you. Qin Feng's expression changed slightly, and he became serious. How powerful are those 2 elders? I heard from the martial artists that there are 2 experts at the peak of stage 9 inner chi. They're even stronger than Ling Daozi, Dongfang Qingxue said nervously. In Dongfang Qingshue's opinion, Qin Feng was only at the peak of stage 9 inner qi. Now that the Starlight sect had 3 peak stage 9 inner qi masters, if they recognized Qin Feng wouldn't be able to escape. Qin Feng's expression darkened. He never thought that there would be so many experts in the inner hidden sections. Even a great elder was at the peak of stage 9 inner qi. Alright, I understand. Qin Feng nodded at Dongfang Qingxue. Dongfang Qingxue started to worry about Qin Feng. She didn't know what to say. The atmosphere suddenly became silent. Both of them were lost in their own thoughts. The exchange meeting was still in full swing. Qin Feng was even more anxious to find the Saint Soul Stone. Only by refining the starry sky flying sword could he greatly increase his strength in a short period of time. However, Qin Feng couldn't find the Saint Soul Stone after scanning the hall. Most of the treasures brought by the disciples of the martial arts world were elixirs, skills, and spiritual weapons. Those high-level materials didn't seem to be valued by everyone. Heroes of the martial arts world, the exchange meeting is over. Now, please be quiet. As the organizer of this event, the Stellar School is about to display the treasures for tonight's exhibition. Everyone can view and appreciate them. Ling Daozi's voice suddenly came from upstairs. The noisy hall quickly quieted down. Qin Feng and Dongfang Qingxue raised their heads and looked at Ling Daozi. Their eyes flashed with coldness. To avoid exposing their identities, Qin Feng quickly lowered his head and pretended not to know Ling Daozi. Qin Feng, what do you plan to do next? Don't tell me you came to this treasure convention to assassinate Ling Daozi. Dongfang Qingxue thought of many questions just now. She looked at Qin Feng worriedly. Qin Feng rolled his eyes. He was speechless at Dongfang Qingxue's imagination. Assassinate Ling Daozi tonight. Am I crazy? You already said that the Stellar School has 2 great elders at the peak of stage 9 inner qi. Wouldn't I be throwing my life away? Of course, Dongfang Qingxue didn't want Qin Feng to go. She only asked because she was afraid that Qin Feng would do something stupid. When she saw Qin Feng was angry at her, Dongfang Qingxue snorted coldly. TSK, I thought you were strong. 2 peak stage 9 inner qi martial artists scared you to this extent. How embarrassing. Dongfang Qingxue didn't feel any pain at all. Qin Feng's mouth twitched. Even if your grandfather came, he would be scared away, let alone me. What Qin Feng said was the truth. Both of them were at the peak of stage 9 inner qi. Qin Feng might be able to defeat them one-on-one, but the other party had 3 peak stage 9 inner qi experts. Even if Dongfang Mingwang came, he wouldn't dare to act blindly without thinking. Nonsense. My grandfather is invincible in China. No one can defeat him. Dongfang Qingxue worshipped her grandfather. How could she let Qin Feng badmouth her grandfather? Qin Feng curled his lips. He didn't want to argue with Dongfang Qingxue anymore. He stood up and walked towards the center of the hall. Ling Daozi came down from the 2nd floor. He was followed by the 2 great elders of the Stellar School. However, Ling Tianhai wasn't among them. In other words, the entire Devil City didn't know that Ling Tianhai was also here. After Ling Daozi came down, a few disciples of the Stellar School pushed 2 large display racks to the center of the hall. A group of people walked past the crowd. When they arrived at Qin Feng, Ling Daozi's footsteps slightly slowed down. However, he quickly returned to normal. Qin Feng stood in the crowd and was not afraid of being recognized by Ling Daozi and the 2 great elders. This was because Qin Feng's current appearance was a disguise that the Divine Dragon had set up using the strength of the True Qi stage. Only an expert of the true cheese stage would be able to see through it. 2 large display racks were already set up. Each of the racks was more than 10 meters long and 3 meters tall. The racks were divided into 5 layers, and each layer contained different treasures. Everyone had already gathered around. When they saw the dazzling array of treasures, their eyes lit up with greed. If it wasn't for the fact that the Stellar School's people were guarding this place, everyone would have rushed up to fight for the treasures. Sanjiang. You're tuning in to the Dreamy Chapters YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.